live. We are doing another JP Retro. I said on the Ranting Hour on Wednesday, this Wednesday, that I'd do this again. I said I'd hold myself to it, and here I am doing it. Could have been playing Genshin right now. Could have been playing 14 right now. But I am here on stream with you idiots. You're not all idiots. Mostly just Pikachu, who was also banned. A little earlier in the day, maybe better for the UK people. What time is in the UK actually? I don't know. Let's see. America. I don't know what time the West. Oh, it's 10:35 in the UK, so I guess we kind of, the EU, I should say, as a whole. I kind of blew that, didn't I? Oh well. Hello, Mr. Walmart. Yeah, I'm trying to. So I'm gonna talk a little bit. Music too loud, voice too low. Thank you. How about now? Music still too loud? And was anything I just said audible? Wait for you guys. Thank you, Amir. Thank you, TC. Shout out to y'all coming through early. Clearly some of y'all got the notifications on. Good. Okay. Voice up a little more. All right. There we go. Up a little more. Cool. So let me just repeat myself because I don't know what came out. I told myself on the Ranting Hour this Wednesday. Check that out if you haven't already. And if you aren't aware what the Ranting Hour is, me and some others, we just get on and talk about some random. I don't even play this game anymore. This guy says this every time. That's so funny. If you aren't aware of the Ranting Hour, it's where a lot of my one-off ideas and other random things going wrong that are easier to just talk about on stream casually instead of getting a video together and thinking about it. I'm trying to get back in the groove of just talking to y'all and not. I got a little too corporate at some point, and that happened with the JP Retros, which is why I got so backlogged on it. That and other things happened, but I'm trying to catch up. And to do this catching up, I'm doing it via stream to just talk and rough it out. Last time, I did it for Ace's burst cycle, and that was fun, but we also went hilariously off topic a lot. So in the interest of making this a bit easier to consume after the fact for people who aren't here live, I'm going to just straight up ignore y'all while I talk about what happened, and then I'm gonna interact with chat like afterwards. So I'm gonna talk about what's good, and then I'm gonna talk with the chat. So if people who are just trying to hear what I'm trying to say after the fact, or don't care what y'all gotta think, or me screwing around the chat, although we will be dropping gems, that's what's about to happen here. And I meant to figure out if I can add text on screen via OBS, and I didn't look up how to do that. No, what do you mean no? Complaining about. You're leaving us in the place. Okay, let me put an asterisk on I'm ignoring chat. If someone donates, then I'll pay attention. Otherwise, I'm gonna just be talking and ignoring y'all. So if you got anything that I want to say afterwards, I'll iron it out there. That's where, and this is just me trying it. So we'll see how this goes. So I'm seeing if I can insert some text on screen. I was supposed to do this, but if I kept screwing around with OBS, I would have just never gone live. I see how it is, yeah. On top of that. Oh, that did work. Okay, so this is gonna say no chat. Timestamps are gonna be interesting for this one. So, how about I just do just chat on? Should that be the overlay? Vayne is bad. Let's have fun. We will have fun, but I need to do stuff because it's not as fun when I do the poll plans. And I have nothing to reference because I actually do go back and watch my old videos and see like, that was a hot take. I changed my mind. So it kind of ruined the flow by falling behind on this, which I'm not a fan of. Okay, chat. Cool. So let me transition it. It'll look like this when I'm interacting with you guys. So if that chat thing is not up, don't expect me to be reading chat unless somebody donates. Because save for rains, thank you, Dan. We got 27 people in here. Cool for an unannounced stream. We got 27 people in here, only 3 likes on the video. So let's go ahead and fix that up. I know some of y'all sitting here watching and like this video, so go ahead and do that. And stay hydrated. It's gonna look like that. Changing your mind, that is illegal, right? Is gonna be interesting. Yeah, GGTube, it is going to be interesting because I might choose a little violence today because there's a lot of hot takes. This is when the fearmongering really kicked off. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with this. Turn that off. Transition. I'm messing around with OBS transition. This is also me learning how to do this in general. If someone brings that Reigns is better than Tifa Bowl, Reigns is better than Tifa. I totally subscribe to the whole whatever energy you put out into the world you attract, and I attract dickheads like you guys because I'm a dickhead, and then it comes back. So of course when I always say like, oh, choose violence, you guys cheer it on because clearly, while if you don't like you being a jerk, why would you subscribe? I'd like to think that's one of my endearing qualities. After Tifa, I'm skipping to Vaughn, about to fall asleep in July. Shut up. Yes, both Kiwi and Jet said things that I completely disagree with, and I kicked the can down the road so far that I want to make a dedicated video around Bart's Lufenia, or the tier 5, right, for one, and Reigns lockout specific before it comes around in global, so we can at least have a voice saying it wasn't the thing, where people were like, who said this? But these fights in particular, I needed to think about, and I thought about it a little too long, too long in the oven, so now it's overcooked. Hello, Blind Eye, good afternoon. We're just gonna give, I'm at 45, that's when I'm gonna start talking about stuff, so about 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna get going with what I want to talk about. Make sense? Makes sense. I'm gonna just kick it with y'all until then. I wish I could watch live, but I'll watch the VOD. Hope I was early. I was right on time because I said I was right. It wasn't scheduled, so I can't be late for something I didn't schedule. We got 36 people in here now. Impressive. 36 people and 9 likes. Look at that ratio. Yeah, I'm not talking about anything in the beginning. Just letting people roll in. I know most of y'all ain't doing nothing on a Friday either. Me included. So yeah, this is the main cycle. This is where there's a lot of opinions about what's going on, and I might have some hot takes, or maybe I don't have hot takes. But I don't know. This cycle definitely taught me a lot about how to play the game in general. Let me not spoil what I'm gonna talk about though. Just messing with y'all. For those who ain't in here yet, what I'm gonna do is I'm largely gonna be ignoring chat when I want to talk about the stuff I need to talk about, so the main details, just so it's easier to consume after the fact. And once I've gotten what I need to say out for the people who are watching and don't really care about me dicking around in chat, then I'm gonna interact with you guys. That's the idea. I don't know how well it's gonna work, but we're not here to get it right. We're here to try and improve. And stay hydrated. Drink your water, guys. All right, one more minute, and then I'm gonna move chat to the side, and you guys can talk amongst yourselves while I go over what I want to. I love how I say I'm not gonna do it, but I know how much cap it is. Hey, listen. I am literally going to hide the chat window so I can't see it. I'm not looking. If y'all want to be acknowledged while I'm talking about what I want to talk about, then you can pay me. Okay, we got 40 people in here, 15 likes on the video. That's a decent ratio. Let's get going on the Vayne. Came back from vacation. I'm your favorite YouTuber, Blind Eye. That means a lot to me, bud. I'm just a dude, man. I really hope y'all don't put me on any kind of pedestal, because I am just a dude. Anybody could be in my position. I want to do a video at some point encouraging others to get into content creation, because part of it is just it's a mindset thing. I'm not doing anything anyone else couldn't do. Anyone could be me. So I'm just a person. I be in the trenches with y'all on Discord. You know what it is. Saying how you'll ignore us, but see how little broomstick will come and start. Okay. No more. No, can't talk about Buck. Oh my god. Okay, hiding chat. Not looking. Let's transition over to let me mess around with OBS here. I think that's how I want it to look. Okay, it's just Vayne on screen, right? All right, so this is Vayne's Lufenia. Let's talk about the character Vayne first. Vayne received a rework that I don't remember what he did. All right, off to a great start. Let me pull up the compendium real quick. I know his Brave Plus and HP Plus got reworked, but you actually don't hit those anymore. The big thing I remember from his rework is when he's at 3 stacks now, he doesn't consume skill uses. So he's a skill spammer now, which is pretty hilarious if you ask me. Let's see. Where does the 3 hit? See, it's not working. It doesn't work if I don't remember it. He had something in his kit where if he's at 3 stacks of his whatever, he doesn't burn skills anymore. So no, that's a thing. But the thing with Vayne's rework now is that his skill 1, Mach Wave, it has 80% splash on it, which is very, and I think it's 5 hits with 80% splash now. So that's definitely an upgrade. Where was the, and I really hope, y'all gotta be roasting me for not remembering stuff right now, so leave me alone. Oh, okay, here it is. Now I'm on the plus version. It doesn't consume turns. Okay, there we go. Anyways, Force of Will Plus now, his skill 2, it's still a double HP attack, I believe, and but he gets refund in between, right? He gets more hits on it. Where am I looking? Am I bugging? Anyways, that's the most of it. Pretty much Vayne's base skills got better. I'm not gonna get caught up in the details. That's not important. Y'all must be roasting me. I'm scared to look at chat now. The big thing is he doesn't consume skills now, and his skills got better. Skill 1 having 80% splash, and skill 2 having refund in the middle. Okay, his LD, I actually don't remember what his LD does, so I gotta straight up read this. I did no preparation for this, mind you. LD, it's a group AoE Brave attack into an HP attack, right? No, it's a split HP. Okay, whatever. His LD is a thing. I'm such a mess. But he gets a new buff off of it. Brave attack, slight HP damage, slight Brave regen for self, and he actually gets some party buffs too. So it's weird because Vayne got the Unity Brave damage armor too, which kind of baffles me. I guess they went the whole, oh, you know, he's helpful to the party now, so we're gonna make him a little more party oriented for some reason. Okay, I'm lying. I'm looking in chat. I'm looking in chat right now to see if I'm getting roasted. Okay, closing chat again. So Brave attack, HP damage up. So he's got 20% HP damage up in total. He gets more Brave regen for himself. So he's got some nice regens going on. More damage. That's the important part. And I don't understand, because honestly, I'm gonna put it out there. I did not use Vayne much because I didn't get his burst, and this I'm gonna go into this a bit later. But I think Vayne's kind of just dead without his burst, and this was, I think, one of the reasons that this cycle in general was kind of jarring, because whereas Ace and Zidane were pretty functional, just LD only, Vayne, he got a follow-up on his burst that really felt like if you didn't have that, then he just felt kind of mediocre in my opinion. But his burst, he busts out the big sword and his eyes glow, Broly style, and he drops the attack. And the burst effect is pretty good, I believe. Let's see. Brave regen, attack, brave damage for the party, brave damage cap up. And whenever someone on the field breaks an enemy, Vayne does a follow-up attack, and he like summons his swords. And from his burst plus, he got more party attack and more party brave damage. So you really want this burst on Vayne. So let me give some context. I got his LD expecting that to be enough, and then I bought his high armor expecting it to be the damage armor, but it was a unity armor. So I was like, wait. And then I got my butt kicked in Lufenia multiple times, and I didn't upload those runs because it was like I had to have failed that fight at least 10 times, and Vayne just wasn't doing anything, and I was so confused, so very confused. But I didn't have his burst, and I never got it, so it feels bad. And his burst follow-up is a 4-hit AoE brave plus single target HP twice. Okay, that's cool. His calls, what are his calls? First, his base call is Force of Will, so the re-break move, single target. That's good. And its effect is Party Brave and attack up. Okay. And his LD call, the effect. Party attack, Brave, HP damage up 5% and Brave regen 10%. So yeah, that's kind of garbage. I guess. Nah, I can't even think of a reason you'd use that. Oh, it gets doubled by his LD boards. Okay. That's enough about Vayne's kit. Now I want to talk about Cloud of Darkness. But again, the big takeaway from Vayne is he does what he did better now. That's pretty much all you need to know. But without his burst, his damage definitely feels lacking in my opinion. And outside of Synergy, I don't think I could ever justify myself using him. And even in Synergy, I didn't use him. If you check out my videos, I found it a better strategy to just run someone else. And maybe that's because I wasn't as big of a big brain as a Vayne player as I could have been. But for me, I think Vayne is one of those burst lock characters, and that trend showed itself a lot more as we go throughout Burst Plus era, to where I'd say that more often than not, if a character has a burst at this point, if you're using them without it, they're not going to feel too great. Notable exceptions being Ace, Zidane, Warrior Light at the moment, although he doesn't have Burst Plus. That might be it actually. Haven't put Twins maybe on occasion, maybe it's a 3-target fight. But let me talk about Cloud of Darkness real quick. Let me just pull up her deets. Ducking into chat real quick, see if I'm getting blasted. You can't run from us forever. Okay, yeah, GGTube's giving some more details for I'm not filling in the stuff. Thanks for telling them. Hit the like button. Oh yeah, Ishtola is one of those ones that you're not using without Burst Plus. Lightning Kuja probably, yeah. Okay, keep talking amongst yourselves. Good idea. And if you're watching this after the fact, GGTube's spitting some info in the chat, because I don't be remembering nothing. That's part of the reason I had so much trouble doing, because I just don't be reading stuff. I just don't be reading. All right, let's go over it. Cloud of Darkness got Burst Plus on this, and Cloud of Darkness also got reworked. Skill 1 now does 2 HP attacks, and I think it hits a little harder. I don't know that for sure, but who cares? It's 2 HP attacks now. Nothing else changed. Except now I think Cloud of Darkness is overhead got buffed too. No, that's on the LD. Okay. So Cloud of Darkness rework, very minor, but Cloud of Darkness did get an LD board rework as well, right? And the LD board rework, let's see. What happened there? So before, I think it was mainly that the stacks got buffed. So let me try and find where that's at. Yeah, the new buff didn't get buffed, but now so if you have Cloud of Darkness as LD and you're under 4 of the overhead stacks, you get HP damage up 10%. So the HP damage up of Cloud of Darkness is always up. However, when you I gotta change the picture. Damn. Okay, while I'm changing the picture, it's so rough. Let me just say Vayne got. I didn't go over Vayne's armor much, but he did get. He got the Unity armor, which caught me off guard. And what kind of split does he have? It looks like he's got a. I can't do math. Looks like he got a brave damage split, so he got more brave damage than HP damage up. Interesting. Or am I reading that backwards? Ah, never mind. Screw it. Numbers. Okay, Cloud of Darkness. This is rough. Maybe I do need to... No, I hate preparing. Okay, so transition that over. Bam. Cloud of Darkness. All right, let's talk that. I'll get better at this eventually. So Cloud of Darkness is overhead. When she's at 4 or under, it's 10% HP damage up. 5 or more, so 5+ stacks, Cloud of Darkness's HP damage up is actually 30%, because the 10 when you're below adds up, is what it looks like. I'm reading off Compendium, so this might always double check sources. 30, if that really is 30% HP damage up, wow, that's actually kind of crazy, and actually makes a lot of sense. Is the HP damage up always active? Okay, so I'm sure someone's correcting me in chat. As you can tell, I didn't use Cloud of Darkness much either, if that's not fairly obvious. Already got HP damage up 20% on the LD buff. Really? Is that true? I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, and still got the re-break stuff. Oh, there is HP damage up 20%. Okay, whatever. There's just HP damage up. When you get more HP damage up with 5 stacks. See, brevity is the name of the game. See, I could have just said that instead of getting deep in the numbers. So I'm going to try and avoid that. More HP damage up at above 5 stacks. That's the real thing. I'm going to stop announcing when I'm looking at chat right now. I guess by saying that, I announce that I'm looking at chat. Y'all are ugly. Like the video. The burst, Cloud of Darkness is burst plus though. What are the big things? Double HP attack, and the burst effect now. Cloud of Darkness does the follow up. That's not big, but let me see. The burst plus added a overflow for the party, which wasn't too big. And party HP damage up 20%. So the reason you see Cloud of Darkness doing crazy, like, well, the fake Tanaji dude on YouTube, he's doing like crazy Cloud of Darkness shenanigans, is because she has like a jillion HP damage up, which is why it ends up working pretty well in just those delay strats, because just whatever crazy amount of HP damage up Cloud of Darkness got justified her taking all those turns with the breaks and the follow up and the off turns. Very abusable. So that's what it's kind of what makes it silly. Staying hydrated. I think that's all for the kits now, though. God, this is rough. Okay, let's switch back to the Vayne picture. I'm trying. Taking a quick eye at chat again. I'll get better at this eventually. Call some cap. I knew I was getting roasted. Leave me alone. Swear on Yeezy. Yeezy. Okay, looking away. You guys are such idiots. I can't stop looking. So wow. Okay. So I guess I said I wasn't gonna look, but then I'm down to like keep counting how many times I said I wasn't gonna look at chat, but then I did anyways. What is wrong with me? Aroha was featured on Vayne's banner, and Strago was the LD featured on Cloud of Darkness's banner, and then Edgar and King were in the middle. This was a great opportunity. So Cloud of Darkness' sphere is great. Vayne's sphere is great because the brave damage up. Edgar's is decent for when it's brave damage up on a debuff. Strago's is, I think, just it's overflowing attack. Never mind. Aroha is abusable with what's it called? Encouragement battery. Why did I start beating my chest like an idiot? Encouragement battery armor. Aroha's RF sphere works with them as well. So if they've got, I'm not gonna do a video on farming Aroha spheres because I think it'll just be like knowledgeable at some point. Although the dude who does the RS sphere guide is not playing the game anymore. But if he was, I'm sure he'd write, oh yeah, get a bunch of these. And I don't know exactly who to go to. I'm not gonna do the math. Some nerd will do it. What else? King Sphere, attack up when breaking a target. Yeah, that's also pretty good. It's probably good on Vayne. 8% attack up. Yeah, totally. That's good stuff. Now we're gonna talk about what I pulled. I pulled Vayne's LD because I was sticking to my get the 2-week synergy rule, and this is where I kind of started to question whether that's a good idea. Because again, if you look at my channel, I didn't use Vayne for a single Lufenia just because I didn't invest all the way. Playing Genshin Impact recently has made me reconsider how I view burst units now. If anyone plays Genshin, or there's the 4-star units that are pretty good and pretty viable, and I imagine them as the LD units that can hold their own. But when the real stupid comes in is the burst units with their max tie armor plus, fully burst plus, and if you don't have them at their full potential, they're probably like a mediocre 4-star. And that's definitely how I kind of view Vayne. If you're not going all the way with Vayne, I don't think he's very good. And there's unfortunately, I think, hot takes from people who didn't invest in Vayne all the way. There's a lot of hot takes going around on this cycle in general. But definitely, if you didn't go in all the way on Vayne as I did, you would probably think he was kind of crappy. And I had that take for about 3 hours, I'd say, before I realized. I saw the people putting in work without his burst, and it just made me think about the whole notion again. Going back, in global, I don't even know if I'd pull Vayne again if I'm not going to go for his burst. I'm kind of uninterested in this whole cycle, to be honest. I don't use any of them anymore. So yeah, and Cloud of Darkness, definitely in the same boat. If Cloud of Darkness is not 3 out of 3 burst plus, that's pretty much a dead character outside of co-op farming. Although I do plan to have Cloud of Darkness LD at least at that point, just because I would have used it for farming Divine Brothers. But otherwise, man, these two characters definitely started the trend of 3/3 burst plus on this character, or not really. But like I said, I got Vayne, I got his high armor mistakenly. If I could undo that, I would too. And I already had Cloud of Darkness. Now the Lufenia Plus. This one was a doozy. The orb was to break the target, and it would go up +4. These guys had a ridiculous defense. So my initial attempt at tackling this fight, I was running Zac, Bartz, and Vayne. And anyone with about 2 brain cells could probably realize that is not a very good team. And I thought it was for some reason. And Vayne was doing like double digits, and I was getting very frustrated with this fight because I was approaching it very wrong. And it was painful for Vayne, especially because he wasn't getting the proper support he needed, because Zac's auras are pretty much a meme. Zac's auras are a bell and whistle on his kit. You don't bring Zac for his attack up. And Bart's had the attack up, but I wasn't timing his bursts very well, and it was just all messy. And someone did do it with that team, but it was just not good on my part. And I had plenty of times where Vayne would reset the break status with his skill 2, and then he couldn't re-break them afterwards because he wasn't hitting hard enough. That was a very painful experience. And at this point, I accepted I'd probably, and I think this fight was done burstless. I need to go back and check, but the really annoying thing, and this is what made QE mad, and something that I completely disagree with, that isn't garbage. And what happened was the bosses took their turns back pretty much the entirety of this cycle. If you went 12 actions on this boss without letting them move, they cleansed, they warped in front of you, and then did a big AoE. Now, this was avoidable. So the orb was break, but you needed to let them get turns or else you get blown up. So the solution to that was an adjustment in playstyle. And it was after a bit of learning and experimenting with the stage, I changed my mind on it. And I saw a lot of and again, if you hear people saying Vayne is bad for his events, it's just not true. You just had to not go full throttle on the fight. Like, you break them with skill 2, and then you mock wave and let them act again, and then so you kind of had to play like in bursts. It was kind of like a tempo thing. Now, if you just went crazy with Vayne and then didn't let him get turns and got blown up, it was pretty much your own fault, I think. And but they did also, I think they did also have the thing where you need to take a certain amount of actions, but you also couldn't take too many, so you had to be precise. And so people saying Vayne didn't work well in his events, one, we have evidence of Vayne doing the content just fine. And when this pulls up in global, I am really gonna be irritated when people are like, I thought Vayne was better in his event. Who said this? And because he's gonna work very fine, and Vayne has worked fine outside of his synergy. It's just my gripe with this fight wasn't that they warped in front of you. It was that you had to count, right? So you have all the other variables going on in this fight, and knowing that you're like, oh shit, is it my 10th turn or is it my 12th turn? And they somewhat rectified this way down the line in Transcendence 6, where the orb was to do 3 launches in a row. And they had an indicator on the boss that said, okay, you're on your second launch, you're on your first launch, you're on your third launch. Now, if there was some sort of indicator on these bosses, it would have been much, much easier to pace yourself. So what I think a lot of people had trouble with, me included, was we wouldn't be paying enough attention and we lose track of our turns and we get blown up. And that's not a good feeling. So I don't think the teleporting is the problem here. I think it's the not being able to tell when we were going to get blown up. I think if they changed that, the reception of the fight would be a lot different. Also, the defense up made it tricky. But overall, the bosses teleporting in front of you, taking their turns back, I think that's a fine mechanic, and I actually enjoyed it, because it means you had to stay on your toes. People who are used to not letting the bosses get many turns, it was a nice change of pace, and it really made you be on the fly and stuff like that. What ended up working for me was a team of Zac, Beatrix, and Bartz. And I think I've said this already, but if I could blue Beatrix's armor way in the past and I could swap it for Golbez, I totally would. Because Beatrix has her defense ignore on her LD follow-up thing that also goes in the off turn, and these guys had such high defense. Her and Zac were pretty much capping, and again, you can check this out on my video. Her and Zac were capping damage pretty much the entire fight. So along with like Ace 2, off turn damage and breaking them in the off turn was a very good strategy for fulfilling the orb, staying safe. So I think Beatrix was actually an MVP here, because I think they also tended to buff themselves, and I think they applied, and this, I'm a little shaky on the details here, but I believe they did apply debuffs to you, and Beatrix could push them off when she applies skills. They might have buffed too, but we're getting way into it. But that breaking them in the off turn made this fight so much easier, and defense ignoring, and it really highlighted to me, one, how valuable defense ignoring is again, and two, how different strategies can come out. Because there was also you could actually do a lot here. You could DPS race it down, you could blow them up, you could battery through them with Porum, off turns with Ace, and Beatrix, ignore defense with Zac. I think someone did a save and run too, where you could buff your brave damage like crazy via debuff. So I actually don't think I don't think this was as horrible fight as it was initially received as. It was just that we had to adjust our mindset, and I'm actually a fan of what they tried to do for this fight, which is why I don't hate it. But Was it really that restrictive? I don't know. It's because, and this is probably the issue with me doing this so late. It just seems like there were a lot of, it was the initial reaction before people sat down and tried to understand why they were losing and how to work around it, because it was such a different change of pace. Because we just went from a month of Zidane deleting the turns and Reigns taking turns back. And especially if you tried to Reigns this one and went crazy with the turn stealing and Afmao and you got blown up, I'm sure they didn't feel good. So it was a change in pace that I'm not sure people liked. But I do think the overreaction, I think the reactions to this fight were overreacting in hindsight. Okay. I think I've gotten everything I wanted to say about this fight off my chest. I don't remember the turn count, unfortunately, but yeah, I think when this fight rolls around in global, it's gonna probably get overhyped again, and there's still probably gonna be a bunch of people saying Vayne is bad here, while people are doing it fine with Vayne. People living in two different worlds like that is always gonna be weird to me, but yeah. So I'm saying this now so it can be out there when it rolls around in global. There was someone saying that it was being made out to be what it wasn't. Okay, I'm reading chat now. Let's see where y'all are at. Okay, solo with Sid Reigns. That's where I'm catching up in chat. I swear on Yeezy that we're ugly. You need to blink Braille more. Let me turn on the chat. So if you're watching the recording, I am interacting with chat now. So if you don't care about me ironing things out with chat now, and I'm gonna put a timestamp to go to the next part, just be aware that you can do that. Also, speaking of chat, let's see. I see we have 56 people in chat and 30 likes on the video. What's up with that number? Y'all want to fix that? on my Kevin Samuels. Not investing in a damage to the 3 out of 3 burst plus. Yeah. GG2, I agree with that. It was a transition in mindset to go from that. Oh, let me put that on the screen real quick. It was a change in mindset, and I had assumptions that I had before that I had to adjust, and things being different aren't necessarily bad, and I actually welcome it. It's an okay change as long as we adjust our expectations, in my opinion. If you get a burst but no LD, do you bench that character? I haven't been in that situation because although I have entertained the fact that I'm gonna stop pulling on the 2 weeks energies, I do it anyways. Vayne sucks because I can't delay the boss to hell. Yes, that's one of the things that irritated me. Just because the bosses need, because you can account for the bosses getting turns, Yoshi Pasta, like you said. I know you said it sarcastically, and it's something you can play around. It's just people didn't necessarily like it. Doom posting reached the zenith during this burst cycle. Yes, it did. Golbez, Beatrix, and Setzer. Oh yeah, Setzer was another way to just get around the stupid defense. Porum, battering through them like crazy. Turn warping should come back now that I'm seeing people call current Lufeni easy now. Yes, I mean, yeah, it needs to happen. Couldn't you paralyze the boss? I don't remember. Oh, they cleanse so it wouldn't hurt. Just count. Alexander, Transcendence 2. Transcendence 2 took his turns back? When? This Zidane deleting cheese. This was a nice change. Can count up to 10 billion hoarded gems. Would you blue Beatrix in global? Yes, I will 100% blue Beatrix in global. She is my Lufenia plus MVP. Teleports behind you, nothing personnel. Blind Eye held a gun to my head and went, you better pull for Beatrix and she will be good. And support Lufenia plus leaving it out. So Blind Eye is all known. Put some respect on Blind Eye's name. How can Vayne be cooked but Cloud of Darkness who has similar things in her kit isn't? I think you're asking for a little bit too much consistency here. Hey Marvin, what's up, dude? What do you think about one? Is that a star? Burst plus Zidane? I don't know what that symbol is, Sarah, but Zidane without burst, I think can live potentially. Maybe 0 out of 3. He could probably function. Ishtola, I don't even know what her limit breaks do, but I think she's probably a 3 out of 3. Gaming Sage, whenever a boss comes in Lufenia Plus that jumps in front, I'm bringing Maria and her LD. Well, unfortunately, Maria LD comes after the swarm of boss jumping, unless you're talking about after the fact. You do bench them. I can't use Kefka or Farian, it pisses me off. Too bad Noctis probably won't be able to make 0-turn Lufenia Plus a thing. Well, no, but he has. Noctis has done it. That one Japanese channel that does the 0-turn runs has definitely done some Noctis shenanigans still. So yeah, that's fine. A percent? Oh, wait. I don't know what that symbol is. Hoping I didn't miss much. Yeah, you didn't miss much. How long has this stream been going on, by the way? How do I check? I can see my average watch time. See my viewer activity. See my stream health. Oh, that's a... I started at 5. Oh, I can just count backwards, stupid. Wow, have I really been... Did I really talk about all that for a half hour? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Oh my god. Wow, this is... I said this should probably take an hour. Yeesh. Oh my god. What have I been doing? Okay. So I'm just reading back what you guys were saying while I was ignoring you all. Any things that you think I missed out on? Again, Aroha Sphere is good for the battery characters. I threw in Gallows, Lael, Beatrix. I definitely think that the way Kiwi and Jet presented this fight did a lot of disservice to how things are going, because I'm not gonna try to assume I can get in their minds, but I think a change in mindset would be healthier than just outright saying it's bad because it is, you know? Like, oh, they jump in front of you, they take their turns back. Just saying it's bad, I don't think is enough when we do potentially, like don't get me wrong, this fight wasn't, I'm not even gonna call this a fun fight because it was messy to adjust to, but I don't think this is really worse than this probably isn't the peak of worst fights we've had, in my opinion. There were ways around this fight, and letting bosses get turns was not the issue. And I'm gonna push back hard on bosses taking their turns back being a bad thing. It's nothing against them. No drama. Don't harass anybody like a fucking idiot. But that's just my take on it. I don't think, and there's definitely some people who aren't fans of no boss turn runs in global right now, and like the people who aren't who like seeing the bosses go, and I'm in the middle of that camp. Sometimes I like letting blowing bosses up, but I can just easily switch it up. I don't have a set. I used to think I had a set way I like playing this game, but there's so much variety in the game. If the game wants me to switch it up, I don't really mind. And if the game doesn't want me to do something, fine, I'll just do something else. That's the point of having a varied roster. You have the you have fun in the game when you mix it up. Huey's video is poisonous to the community. People are still quoting it verbatim, unfortunately. And he put his opinion out there, and I don't think he presented it in a way that was fair. I specifically want to go over Transcendence 5 one day, because I think enough people don't realize that was regular Lufenia. This fight wasn't bad in hindsight. People were mad about 90-90 reductions on top of turn swapping. Yes, I agree 100%, Sax King. In hindsight, it definitely wasn't that bad. Same with Guy's Lufenia. Rain's Lufenia was bad in hindsight. But everything else, like aside from Rain's Lufenia, in hindsight, I don't think it was that bad. I think everyone got a little too much dip on their chip with a new adjustment, and everything caught on fire when it really didn't need to be like that. And I was too lazy to save the day on the way it was. So it got a little bit out of control. I still try and shoot down any hot takes when I see them. But yeah, this fight definitely kicked off a lot of takes that didn't need to happen. And I think when Global gets here, it'll be just fine. I also think that if you quit the game because you're scared of a fight in the future that you can prepare for, then I think you weren't gonna last anyways. I think you're a big fucking loser, and you were probably just gonna quit anyways. So, whatever. Music's dope, by the way. Shout out to royalty-free music. Let me type some stuff right quick. Who's the next Burst Plus in JP? Datamine suggests that it is Locke alongside Furion coming back. Always subject to change. Lufenia Plus wasn't made to be impossible. People just didn't like to change their playstyle, which I never understood. I agree. I think I said this in the TCC. By the way, if you're not in the TCC Discord, that's usually where I hang out. I didn't post a link today, unfortunately, but I think I said this in there. I think the worst way to play this game is to be stuck in one mindset. They want you to mix it up, and so trying to force something. This is why a lot of saga runners go insane, because they try and force people where they don't got to be. It's why I didn't commit myself to doing a Unisaga. It's why I didn't commit myself to doing a Zack saga. I love the characters. It's why I didn't commit myself to doing a Null saga, because I would go insane trying to make stuff work when it wasn't about to work. And you just gotta accept that sometimes. Just roll with the punches and pull them back out when you can. Don't worry, Global will get RNA at 2 at the start of Lufenia Plus, and the fights will be easy. Everyone in Global is gonna have RNA. I mean, not RNA. Reigns, Aphmau, Porum, Setzer, and Tifa for Lufenia Plus, since they was overhyped. And Lufenia Plus will be overhyped in Global, but not for the reasons that people will say it is. But I'm just gonna. I don't even want to get into that anymore, because that's just gonna be very obnoxious. It's gonna be obnoxious either way. Locke and Farian. Those are the current data mines. What do you think about Broadway's retirement? Broadway's retiring from YouTube, if you didn't know. He's having another kid. Shout out to him. Family first, life first. Life definitely comes before his content creation shit, y'all. He's prioritizing what's important. He's doing what he's got to do. Family first. Much respect. I ain't got a family. I don't want a family. And that's why I fell behind so much on my YouTube stuff. I don't be making as many videos, because I'm back in the gym, cardio, weights, getting enough sleep, getting my diet right. You know, I've been eating salmon. I've been eating fish, cooking more. You know, this game should not take priority in your life. You get your baseline right, and then sprinkle some of this in between. So good on him for prioritizing what's right, what comes first. Family. Yeah, he's still gonna stream. Streaming's a lot less. That's why I'm streaming now. Streaming is much less. I don't want to say stressful, but it's less overhead. You know, like with videos and stuff, you gotta like have notes, and sometimes you gotta do some editing. Or you stream, you're just talking to people. He's probably just sad that he's been doing this for a while. I mean, if I were to bounce. This isn't saying anything bad about him. If I were to bounce, you know, I'd be like, deuces, y'all. I ain't got no emotional attachment, but you know, he's a sincere dude. So shout out to him. He's a real nice guy. I wish for the best for him and his kid. He's got it. It's his life. He's a grown man. He's got it under control. And like I said, he's still talking to you on stream. It's just YouTube does require a lot of overhead, just speaking generally, which is why I'm streaming more and making videos less. YouTube, like poll videos and gameplay videos, it's super easy to pump out. But like stuff where I got to think, that requires a bit more time. I keep hearing people say you make more money on Twitch than YouTube. Is that true? Because okay, thanks for subscribing, blah71. Maybe I should jump over to Twitch. Maybe I should do that. I need to. Oh, Danny Drillock for 149 with the rose emoji. Shout out to you, dude or lady. I can't see your picture. Shout out to you, person. Twitch makes more money, huh? That's speaking my language. What, YouTube as a means to promote Twitch? I need to get this moving, because I want to go back and play Genshin. I just hit AR 35 today. I don't want to play. Okay, there's the notification. Okay, yeah. Okay, moving on. I'm almost streaming for an hour at this point. I didn't think I'd take as long to talk about Vayne as I guess I did, but I think I got everything I wanted out. GGTube, I know you're around. Stream Genshin? No. Bad. No. Yeah, I just really hope that when these fights roll around in global, the inevitable why was this overhyped is going to happen, and it's half deserved, but those fights were tricky, and I think they were a little bit too hard tuned, but per usual, it's not like this Kadaj Lufenia I know caught a lot of people off guard because it wasn't hyped. But, you know, people prep like crazy for the Sephiroth Lufenia, but ain't no one do any prepping for the Kadaj Lufenia, you know? And sometimes it's just a hive mind prepping for stuff that can change the perception around fights. And this fight is going to have that preparation. Like, again, Lufenia Plus is getting like did get blown out of proportion. But as a result, everyone and their mother is going to have Setzer, Porum, Reigns, Ace, and the like, and steamroll these fights. And then we'll ask why they were overhyped, which is equally frustrating, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Who am I rocking in Genshin? Bido. Eye patch. Hot. Giant sword. Yes, please. Okay, y'all are going to talk about Lox Burst, and I'm going to move on. All right? I'm going to move on, because I need to. Okay, what is next? We have the Cait Sith mission dungeon. So let me pull that up, and then I'm starting ignoring y'all again. Golbez was the MVP for me on the Kadaj fight. I figured he would be. Fights aren't overhyped for global. Global general is more prepared. Well, it can be both. You know, it can be both. Okay, toggle that. Is Zac any good? Yes, Zac is fantastic. Zac does a lot of damage, and he protects the party. Okay. I'm gonna transition over now. We're gonna talk about Cait Sith mission dungeon Lufenia in about a minute, as I pull up some pages on stuff. So, give me a second. Shout out to Decidia Compendium for helping me fill in the gaps in my knowledge, of which there are millions. Chat is getting eyed for at least another minute. Another I can't delay the fight to hell stage, yes. And I'll I'll talk about that shortly. Yoshi Pasta, but yes. That's a general theme for the month that I think produced a lot of copium. I can't no boss turn it, and bosses take their turns for me, so I am unhappy. That is a bit of a straw man. I acknowledge it. There were other frustrations that I have acknowledged, but okay. So GGTube is giving details for Cait Sith in the chat. I'm going to officially close chat, and this is going to be the timestamp I'm going to mark in which I start talking about Cait Sith's mission dungeon. So bam, look at that. Cait Sith's mission dungeon was interesting. For one, it was a mission dungeon. They haven't brought this game type out, and I think I said at the time, it feels like they pull out mission dungeons when they run out of dev time, and they just slap a map together and give us some garbage. And this this fight definitely felt of the garbage variety. Let's talk about what Cait Sith got, because this was what he was featured. The banner was Cait Sith and Gabront's LDs featured, and Vayne's Burst on the banner, and some random third was on here. Yuri was the random third. I don't know why Yuri was here, but that is what happened. Cait Sith got reworked. His skill 1 now, let's see. Reading. What changed? think he got more brave hits, more overflow. So skill 1 is still garbage. That's the important part. Skill 1 is still garbage. Skill 1 still sucks. That is a filler skill. You're probably better off pressing his Brave Plus or HP Plus. However, his skill 2 is a lot better now. It doesn't increase turn count anymore. It actually heals the party. It's a burst heal with the party. Instant turn rate provided you have his 35 CP. And applies buff, so you can chain his turns together a lot better with that, which is pretty handy. Did he get more uses? I don't know what to tell. He might have gotten more uses, but that's not really important. So it's hard to run out of skills with anybody nowadays in JP, so that's not really a big deal. His LD is where the interesting things started. He has batteries the party based on how many buffs are active in the party. So at best case, at 18 buffs in the party active, so that's 6 on everybody. There's 16 to 18, so that's 5 plus, no, 6 on 1, 5 numbers bad. 100% AoE twice, I believe. Is that right? Yeah, double tap 100% AoE. Doesn't do any brave hits, and it doesn't drop his brave either. And he gets a new lucky girl buff. What else do we got here? And this buff, it gives Cait, so it's 100% crit rate for the entire party. This is a good refresher because I didn't remember any of this because I pulled Cait. Spoiler, I pulled Cait and I didn't use him once after this. But he's got gained and stolen overflow up, and he's got a very unique effect, and it kind of runs in parallel to Setzer, kinda. That's a really rough comparison, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. But what happens every time someone in the party does a critical hit, they get the same, I think it's the same amount of brave back. Is it the same amount of brave? So every time they do a hit, basically, they copy their brave. So you do 100 on a brave hit, and I think you get 100. I'm a check chat because I'm sure GGTube is roasting my ass right now because I'm not getting it right. A brave battery based on brave hits when you crit. Yeah, how do you remember all this stuff? Well, there was a time where I remembered stuff. What happened? I'm washed, bro. But yeah, he also gets party HP damage up as well for 30%, assuming you have all the buffs active on the party. 30% HP damage is a lot. So it's basically Cait Sith, you have a brave gain every time you do a brave hit. So you kind of copy set brave gains, and it ends up being really good for people who have a million brave hits. Like a lot of the Final Fantasy 7 units, like Tifa. So you know how Tifa has like 50 HP, 50 brave attacks. So she's gonna get more brave every time she does a hit. So whereas Setzer makes you cap those hits every time. If you have a lot of, there's some kind of math where Cait is a better effect in some scenario, and I don't know what it is. So I'm not even gonna try to talk about it. Just know it exists. You get more brave when you hit with Cait. It's a brave gain as well. Cait got the brave gain armor as well. That's important to note. So when he does his brave gains, he didn't get the stupid support armor. Thank God. Yeah, that's really good stuff. What else? Oh yeah, that's right. He got a new brave plus. That's important. It's an HP attack. So he HP attacks on his brave plus now. It's actually a pretty good attack, and it increased the party's brave afterwards versus HP plus. So Cait is one of those units that can abuse the Paladin Cecil RF sphere, and that's very, very good for him. Did you get any stat ups for the party? I don't know. Numbers. Ignore numbers. Numbers are bad. All right. What am I missing? Okay, maybe ignoring chat outright is a good thing. It's not a good thing. The best comparison for Cait Sith is Saz, because the inverse of Saz is not based on damage. Yeah, thanks again. So yeah, Cait's is really good for people who have a lot of brave hits. That's really what I'm trying to get at. And his armor is let's see, it's a party cap up. It looks like it's brave hits. Or does he lean HP? He does lean HP cap for his encouragement armor. So I guess that stacks nicely with his HP damage up, right? I think I covered everything on Cait. He definitely got good upgrades. It's just the fight, he did not. And I see. Okay, I'm looking at chat again. Please save the what is Cait better for until the end when I'm talking with you guys on purpose. I'm gonna try the strategy out. Maybe I'll mix it up. But Crispy Crackers is pointing out, and this is probably correct, Cait is better for turn stealers versus Setzer. That's a great point, because Cait is an aura. He's not a buff that goes in the party. So if you're at the turn stealer and you have Setzer on, then they're going to run out of the buff. But Cait's is an aura, so it'll never run out. But he does benefit more from Brave gain up, because his increase in Brave is a green number, so he does get taxed by Brave gain reduction. Cait does not give Brave gain up, I believe. Does he? Someone correct that in chat. But if you pair him with someone who does give Brave gain up, so like Bart's Burst Plus or Porum, Agrius, one of them, then his effect is working pretty well. Cait's plenty viable for a very long time. Let me go into the fight now, because Gabronth got run again. I think he already had high. Yeah, he did high armor plus, because he got it with Cloud of Darkness. So they reran Gabronth here, I guess because they were bored. Anyways, the fight. This fight is also notoriously toxic. I have a bit. I'm not going to be as kind to this fight as I was for Vayne's fight, because this fight was just kind of stupid. But again, as I always say, if we are to measure the stupid fights we have against the face roll fights that we have, we're like, this didn't even feel like Lufenia. If we were to balance those kinds of fights out, we'd probably find that they average out to be about the same. That's what averages are. If the fights are on average just chill, and we have some garbage fights and we have some face roll fights, and everything generally falls in the middle, I think that's fine for the game. But what tends to happen is that people remember the garbage fights and forget the easy fights and focus on the bad ones as if the world is ending. That's not good. We shouldn't do that. But that being said, this fight is dumb. So the orb is to break the target. Well, it's a multi-orb. It's +1 if you break the target. And it's the Ico ghosts. These ghosts are never fun when they come back around. So it was +1 on a break, and the other orb was +8 when they got sapped. Now, let's think about that, right? The fight needed sap. Who gives sap? You guessed it. Gabronth. Who's got the new LD? Cait Sith. I don't know what they were smoking with this orb. And who does the breaks and the re-breaks? Vayne. I don't like HP regen orb, do a certain amount of brave damage in one hit orb, a something other than sap or break orb. I don't get it. What? They chose violence on this orb for absolutely no reason, and it still kind of blows my mind. Like, was it an accident? Did they run out of ideas? Was Cait too unique to given a proper orb for this? It just whatever. And the fight started, and they were smoking top shelf booth. Let me close the chat again. Oh man. So in Kiwi's video, he did show off a lot of the stupidness of this fight, and there was definitely a lot of. I'm pretty much in alignment with what he had to say for this fight, because the turn order RNG. Someone had pointed out in chat that you could start this fight, and the way your turn started could completely influence how the run went. And the guy was, so he had the sap orb, and then the main guy was invisible, and he'd spawn and he'd buff them, and depending on how your setup was and how the turn order started you in, it could just be a dead run off the bat, which was so very annoying. So again, good on Kiwi for calling out, because that was bullshit. So the operative strategy here to get the sap going, and this is where I appreciated Ferris's LD call, because Ferris has got the debuff start for poison. So what you do is you throw out, because the debuff start, since the main guy was evasion on, what you could do was with debuff start, he'd get the debuffs applied even if he was invisible. So that was the operative strategy there. Drop a I think the only debuff calls that had sap on that we have were Ferris and Gabranth. So they were selling Gabranth somehow as an LD call. I don't know. I guess his thing applied when you got attacked too. So the orb benefited Gabranth more than Cait, but the actual fight itself was definitely a lot better for Cait. So what would happen was, and I think the boss buffed itself at some point. There's a lot of stupid on this fight, and the reason I don't remember it is because you can just cheese it with agri. So let me try and scroll through these boss effects right quick. Yeah, this dude can like recover the allies' HP. It can grant itself brave regen. Yeah, it would get brave regen and speed up, and then they just gank you like crazy. And then the boss is sped up, and then it burns off your debuff, and then the brave regens above eye brave and one shots you. Oh yeah, X Death does have sap, but he only had one tab of that call. So you kind of, at this point in Lufenia Plus, you kind of don't want to bring base calls, but that is a good point. And I think this fight was launch immune, so I think the main boss was launch immune, but the ads weren't. And so Sid Reigns also did this fight. Again. The notion that Sid Reigns couldn't do this fight, stop it. Although there was a very funny run where someone died and revived with Ishtola, and the boss lost its lost the orb and the launch immunity, and then they raised it to death and still got in turn count because they had so many launches and low turns. That was a very funny run. I don't remember I think the turn steal mechanic was at HP thresholds. It took its I think it took its turn back. I'm looking at chat now. If someone remembers that better. I'm trying to figure it out right now, but I don't remember what caused it to take its turns back. Let me see if I can scroll through compendium right quick and figure that out. The bosses were immune to launch up to 79%. Thank you. What made them? Because these guys warped again. I just don't remember what triggered it. Thresholds? Okay, it was threshold. Okay, so again, this was a warp threshold that you can work around because you know when it's coming. And part of the trouble playing the Japanese version is that we can't read anything. We can't read, so it feels bad. And again, the defense was high. And we had the brave game reduction, 79, 59, 29, whatever. There were HP thresholds, and it just took its turn back. And it resummoned the ads, and it was very easy to get blown up by said ads again. And so the strategy here was that people were able to enact was one, Agrius. This is where Agrius is going to get a lot of her strength from. If you paralyzed it, and it took its turn back, it would not resummon the ads, and you get to beat up on it some more. So Ramu paralyzed. Toto, Agrius, who has a lot of paralyzes available on her Brave Plus from her LD. Some people use Waka. Like once the paralyzed cheese was, I'm not even gonna call it cheese. It almost seems like it was intent. Like if this guy cleansed when he teleported, this fight would have been completely different. But you were able to work through the fight like that. It just didn't feel very good, which is why this fight is a bad rep. But back to Cait being on this fight, it was because the boss's turns were no, let me run that back. Because the boss's stats were so high, but if you brought people with a lot of hits like Cait buffs your damage massively with the HP damage up and the mass brave hits. And Vayne is a turn stealer, so Vayne benefits a lot more from Cait's buffs than he would benefit from Setzer's buffs. And then the orbs break, and you did have to let it get a turn eventually to let the sap warp kick in unless you were continually breaking with Vayne. So there was a lot of turn manipulation. It was again turn manipulation and knowing when to pump the gas and when to hit the brakes that made this fight tricky for a lot of people. And this fight is definitely like up there on the stupid scale. Confused work too. Yeah, you're right. It's up there on the stupid scale just because there was so much you had to do. But again, the warp was probably the least toxic. The warp alone, again, was not the worst part of the fight. It was everything layered onto the fight that made it kind of annoying. So I do agree with the notion that this fight was annoying, but it's the warps were not the problem. It was everything else. The orb being stupid. The orb making them get turns, but them also taking the turns back. This was not a fun fight. Tifa, Vaughn are nuts here. Tifa, Vaughn, Agrius, Porum. Like I think Tifa, Agrius, Porum probably slaughter this fight. It's just fairly restrictive and not and a lot relied on you having those stuns. If you were to try and do this the least painful way, it was messy. And yes, there were GG2 pointing out there were a lot of reductions. Shout out to Blartanian again for the phrase avenues of enjoyment. It was hard to enjoy this fight because they closed in so many walls on you. This was not a good fight in my opinion. But Agrius, get Porum, get stunners, pray to Waka's RNG. There were ways around this fight. I pulled Cait Sith and I haven't really used him. Global wise, I don't think I'll pull him again just because it wasn't doing it for me. He's probably my least favorite 7 character too because I don't like his plot line. Maybe he'll be better in the remake, but he's also kind of ugly. It just wasn't doing like he was my MVP in like early chaos, but now that's just not what I'm trying to do. Great character, still seeing use today in JP, so don't get it wrong. Not like he disappeared or anything, just not my vibe. But again, Tifa, Agrius definitely an MVP for this fight. Tifa, Vaughn, Porum, Toto possibly. Vayne did fine with the re-breaks. You just had to know when to pump the gas to let it get a turn so you could tick the orb back up. There were ways around this fight. It just got messy. And there was a lot of variety on this fight again, as GG2 pointed out. And I'm going to say again, this fight is going to get picked apart in global, definitely, like it always does. Because we have more visibility, because we actually speak English. And it's going to get called overhyped again. Probably worth it, but this fight is going to be toxic for a large segment of people, but it's not the end of the world. Again, my team on this fight was, I think I did Agrius, Tifa, and Yuna, I think it was, just for the auras, and then I let Tifa go nuts while Yuna's burst effect was up. Took a couple resets, but I definitely paralyzed the fuck out of it. You can double set this fight, yeah. Okay, and now I'm officially paying attention to chat. So if you're watching the recording, if you don't care about this and just want to hear me talk, this is the time to skip. All right, chat. Let's see. What did I miss out on? Let's go. I hate this character. GG2 reading out Cait Sith rework. What did I butcher? Skill 1's the same. Skill 2 heals, instant turn, LD, brave battery based on brave hits, crit. Yep. Instead of saying numbers, just say damage to become stronger, go burr. Good idea. Remember the release video and people were saying it's worse than Sarah's LD? Man, I hate it here. If unrelated, Ace Vayne on YouTube, Ace, like the character Ace, and then Vayne, not like Vayne Solidor, but Vane, Ace Vayne. His videos are so fucking funny. He has this quarantine series. I hate it here, man. Go watch those videos because they're really funny. People talking about using Cait's call ability. Oh yeah, Cait's call ability gives the brave gives the same ability, so it can be useful on people who are slow, on people who use a lot of brave hits. GG2 pointing out correctly that he does help the fight because of the reductions. So yeah, Cait is not useless here. He obviously helps the fight. It's a Kieran situation where he doesn't help some of the mechanics of the fight, but as for the damage race part of the fight, he absolutely helps in that regard. Cait's good for sitting on the bench in Final Fantasy VII. Facts. I ain't never used Cait in 7, the original game. Toxic fight. We have more face roll than garbage fights. 100%. Crispy crackers. That is 100%. And I can't say that enough, but the garbage fights stick out more and are fine. Negativity bias, absolutely. I did restart this fight like 5 times. Top shelf boof. Cait does insta break with it. He insta breaks, but he doesn't re-break. Important distinction. They wanted a boss turn orb, but Cait doesn't really have anything. Yeah, they need to fire that dude, and they did. Launch immune after 79%. X death does have a sap. I think I mentioned that. Sarah Call will be a lot better in global side, solely because Sarah's LD is buffed. Oh, damn! Sarah might be good for this fight when it pulls up in global. I didn't even think about that. Huh? That's pretty good. That's. I didn't think about that. Our buff Sarah might actually help really well for this fight. That's pretty good. Agrius, blind I said Agrius is going to get a lot of hype on basically these two with any plus. Agrius is fine outside of those, but these two with her her insta paralyzed Brave Plus and her C65 paralyzed, yeah, she definitely cemented her hype, and she's got a good banner because I know everyone and their mom skips Sayador in global except for a couple people. So that's a good banner, especially because it's during Yuna's burst too. Whoa, bring on the Agrius pitties. Yes, please. I use Agrius for a cheese and Shelke's Lufeni as well, as did I. GGTube saying I thought this fight was stupid. Yes, I think everyone can agree this fight was stupid. It wasn't the end of the world again. It was just a stupid fight. People will pull to beat this fight and be prepared for it, so not to be worried. Oh yeah, it is technically catchy, but I'm gonna keep saying Cait Sith because fuck you. That's why. Ramu Bart's LD does insta break. I hear you. He's a mix for me. He's a specific fights that don't seem to come up much. Cait is really good. Yeah, with the character with a ton of HP dumps, a ton of brave hits. I do love my Final Fantasy VII. Cait Sith as fans, Dreamy is the only Cait Sith fan. Any characters like Sarah that are different from JP? At this point, no. Wow, I've been streaming for like an hour. That's crazy. An hour and 10 minutes. That's pain. Yeah, this is a good discussion. Speaking of interacting with chat, we are sitting at 71 concurrent viewers and 43 likes. That's almost half. I know some of y'all. How many concurrent viewers are we at now? How many people came through and dropped? 64 concurrent viewers? What? That doesn't make any sense. Or am I messing up what concurrent means? Is it playbacks? You know what? Never mind. I'm a dumb. Ignore that. I got Sayador's cape. I'm gonna pull Agrius anyways. Facts. Send these fools to the Shadow Realm. Cait to run with Sid. Yeah, Cait's gonna benefit Sid as well, because 1 for the HP damage up, and 2 for the 50 billion brave hits he has in midair. Definitely got to put some respect on Cait's name. It's a really good effect, and you can see this again manifesting when people didn't understand Saz's effect either, saying Saz was Sarah again. It's so dumb. But personally, I'm gonna say he's good, but I never had a desire to use him, and I definitely could have. Don't get me wrong, but we all know, again, we have characters on our roster that we could use, but who's actually it takes a specific kind of Stimpy. Stimpy is doing God's work as always. You gotta be in one of those mindsets where you're about to run stuff like on and on and on again, and not everyone's trying to do it, and I totally understand. And if I really I want to use Yuna a lot, and now I want to use Nola a lot, but I also want to use Zack a lot, and you can see it manifest in my videos where I just couldn't decide, and I run it once and I'm not trying to run this fight again because I got other stuff to do. But Cait's fine. Cait got good upgrades. Cait got the sauce, but I don't predict he'll get the respect he deserves in global, unfortunately, just because of the hysteria surrounding this cycle of fights. Number is bad. Don't read anything. True. Saz with Sarah was too much. That was an IQ test. Whether you misread how effective Saz or Cait was. Stimpy is just awesome. I don't know. That man in his 50 accounts are not human. Yellow numbers no longer exist. Just a big blur. Yeah, proves it's all wrong all the time. Red numbers too if it weren't for the total damage. All the supports released in Lufenia F Plus era have been fire. We only have 3 slots on our team. Yes, that is a great point, and it's always a tricky subject trying to figure out stuff like that, like whether your gems are balling like that or who you should go for, and it really is just difficult, which is why I try to just say what units do, what I think about them, and leave it up to people to decide for themselves after the fact. You feel me? That's really all we can do, because I'm not trying to tell anybody grown what they do with their virtual currency. You feel me? Why read when you can count on your hands? True. Tanks have been eating. Honestly, again, everyone's generally eating in JP, unless you're like a returning burst. Then you're snacking, maybe. You're nibbling. You're grazing. Yeah, Onion Knight's all right. He's just kind of there to sit there though and use his EX. His skills not being great doesn't make me happy, but he's not. I think Arden and Golbez are more of duds than him, but that's a different discussion. Does chat have anything else to say about this fight and mission dungeon? There was a challenge quest attached to it. I can't really think of anything else. Stimpy, he's a YouTuber. Yeah, I don't know how if you watch the Cydia content and you haven't seen his stuff pop up in your recommended. I think he stopped doing the cursed thumbnails, but he's the guy who used to do the cursed thumbnails. And he did the Squall and Lufenia. He ran Squall in like pretty much every Lufenia to date. He kind of tapered off with Lufenia Plus, but is it even possible to start in JP at this point? Yes. It just it'll take you a while to get to end game because you got 4 years worth of 4 years worth of content building to get over. So it's possible. It's a mountain to climb, and you're not going to catch up anytime soon unless you go crazy, which you really don't have to. They do need to do something with Gabrant and not rerun him 15 million times, give the man some love. Well, now that he is getting a Burst Plus, multiracial lion, now that we know that the Cydia reps are getting Burst, he's definitely going to get something in the future. Zonde and Guy are starving and homeless right now. They are, but now that level 90 and EX upgrade is a thing, we know they're going to get revisited, so I'm not worried. Yeah, go subscribe to him if you ain't already. That dude deserves his flowers. Let's see. Never heard of him, month 1 player? Yeah, he used to be Stimpy God, now he's just Stimpy. He's a JP player. And he has like 50 million accounts. And he runs everybody and everything. I'm exaggerating just to show. He does so much good work in showing that because a lot of lazy YouTubers like me usually just take the path of least resistance, but he runs some oddball stuff just because he's got the energy to do it, and that's all he does. It takes a lot to punch into the runs part of YouTube, but if you can do them consistently and do a bunch of random stuff, like he's very good at showing the potential of units if you can build around them, which a lot of us are too lazy to do, me included. So yeah, definitely go give him a watch. He got a lot of content. Shout out to him. No problemo. Oh god, Shelke. Oh no, that's gonna be a nightmare. I need to know what the music for her event is, because I liked it a lot. I had no idea what the music is. Okay, any more questions around the Cait Sith stuff, chat? If not, I'm gonna keep it moving. While I pull up my other notes. Texting, ignoring Korean. Give me a minute. Shelke 49, easy skip. During Burst Plus era, can you clear challenge quests with just a Burst Plus and 2 unbuilt budget units? Maybe. I mean, if Silocons, I don't know how long you've been playing, but it's kind of hard to have unbuilt units depending on how long you've played. But it's Chaos, and Chaos has like no HP nowadays, so it really does melt. And we have, well, you can't use friend units in challenges, but we have like OP calls and stuff. Generally, Chaos challenges are not really a big deal anymore. How's Cait with Tifa? Cait is fantastic with Tifa because Tifa has 1,000,000 brave hits and she has 1,000,000 HP attacks, and Cait has the brave, extra brave when you do a brave hit, and he has 30% HP damage up. So Tifa's going to be eating off of that. Very, very good. Arms of Shimra. Is that what the song is called, Blind Eye? If so, thank you very much, because I'm going to look that up. Alright, yeah, I got that on a different tab. I'll play that later. I've been playing for 5 months now. Yeah, dude, the longer you've been playing, the easier challenge quests get. The answer I'd say to the challenge quest at this point is just try it. I can't really give a definitive answer because I don't be trying. When it gets here, you got a burst plus, just try it. See how it goes. Arms of Shinra. Alright, thank you guys. Thank you guys. GG Tube giving me the cliff notes on Shelke before I stumble through it. As I slowly transition over, if you're able to read chat right now, he's dropping the details. I'm assuming he's right. He's probably right. He's almost definitely right. But I'm going to cover everyone's bases and say double check sources. We have resources to do that. This is not a read you the details, complete details of every character. This is a rough, disgusting in general sort of thing. We are transitioning over to Shelke now, if there's no other questions. Let's change the image. Come on, brain, you can do this. Come on, brain. Shelke starts with S. I just joined as this upcoming unit. So this, I guess if you've been subscribed to me for like the past couple months, what I used to do is I used to do JP retrospectives where I'd talk about, I do like a review of what just happened in JP and I give my opinion on it, and I put that out there. It also, because I do my poll plans videos, and I'd come back and revisit my takes to see how they changed, because one of the best ways to learn in life and see how malleable our opinions are and how easily we can be wrong is to just put your, it's why like journaling is really good too, because you can go back and see what your state of mind was, and then you can evolve it potentially learn. So I like to talk about what happened in JP after the fact, so it's kind of like a review. And I used to do this after a month to get my initial hot takes, but I kind of fell off the wagon because Luf Plus, it had so much going on, and I got really busy with work in real life at that time. So I let these fall behind. So these streams are kind of me catching up on it slowly. As long as I can do them faster than they happen, and that'll be good. But I'll need to pump the gas at some point. But so I'm getting my format down. So this is not upcoming units. This is just me reviewing a month in JP after it's already happened. Shelke, more like Shelke. What's your power level? 5. Okay, yeah. Okay, I hope that cleared it up, Eric Jones. Okay, transitioning over to Shelke now. So completely ignoring chat when you guys are helping correct me and keep me on track. So I'm managing chat better. Maybe ignoring chat wasn't the best idea, but focusing on chat engagement is probably a better way to frame what I'm doing. Anyways, it's Shelke time, baby. The last part of Vayne's cycle. Let's see. Shelke. This is, oh god, it's a new character. There's a I hate it here. Boy. So Shelke, the thing about Shelke is she is a consecutive turn character and also a warp character. So her big thing is she alternates. She always gets I think the way she works is she gets a follow-up skill or she can act twice in a row. So it's like King. You know how King gets his actually not even just King, but you get a consecutive turn after you break somebody. Well, she gets a consecutive turn after she goes, period, provided I think her overhead is up. I think that's how it works specifically. But again, her thing is just consecutive turns. So, and she also takes turns after the enemy goes. So she's got a warp. And I don't know exactly what her warp is from. So let me see if I can suss that out real quick. She's weird because she's got her skill 1 and skill 2, and they both turn into plus versions. And I think her skill 2 transforms into the plus version after she does skill 1. So you kind of just jump between the skills, and the skill 1 plus is a double HP attack, and the skill 2 plus is another double. She's got better attacks, damn it. I'm not gonna get stuck in the details again. Orange Peoples, that's just a regular buff. You don't really ignore her HP plus. So the interesting thing about Shelke is that when you chain her turns together, if you really want her taking a lot of consecutive turns, she has an HP attack C65. So kind of like King, if you want her to take a lot of turns in a row, you get the plus version of the skill primed up, and then you C65 to offset the consecutiveness, and you can keep going back to back to back to back to back to back to back. And it's pretty cool in my opinion how she can do that. I guess I don't know much about her because I never played Dirge of Cerberus, so I don't know how accurate it is, but I think she's got some sort of speed thing going on. So skill 1 buff, just stats. Her skill 2 buff gives her a brave damage shield based on HP damage she does after skill 2. Okay. Her name is Selfie. Y'all are hideous. Her overhead. Oh, wow, that's good. She prevents the party from dropping under 30% M brave. Okay, so her overhead with the orange swords, it gives her a free turn. So not only does she have consecutive turns after she acts, it's a free turn afterwards as well. So if you're chaining turns together, you got to make sure that her sword overhead is up. So also because she has so many HP attacks when she's doing the plus versions, and the party doesn't drop below 30% M brave. Wow, I didn't know. That's really good. And she's got 20% HP damage up on this, provided you have her LD. Oh, wow. Maybe I should have used her more. Oh. This Shelke came at a time where I was thinking that I didn't like consecutive turn characters, but then I kind of changed my mind. Huh. Anyway, she got some skill jumping shenanigans. I don't want to go too deep into that because I really am not going to be able to explain it at all. Real talk. She can weave her turns together basically, and so she can go after she goes and also after the boss goes. So she can ideally with her when she warps in front of the boss, you do her skill 1 again and set her up to get her plus version. So that's just one part of her kit. And then you C65 offset it, and you can chain a million turns together. But her EX, what does her EX do? It sets up the plus versions. Okay. Does she have another buff? Jesus Christ. Okay, she's got buffs that don't matter. That's not true. Her buffs do matter. But this is why I don't like reading. I like knowing stuff because it's awkward. But yeah, she's got her EX does a lot of damage. It's a damage skill, and it gives her overhead back and a strong attack buff. That's the important part. Her LD is the secret sauce, though. Her LD returns her to the beginning of... it resets all her skills back to the beginning. So comparing her to King is a bit apt. Because King's got a reset button on his skill 2 where he gets all his skill 1 to C65s back. Shelke's LD does that to a much greater degree, where it heals her, gets all of her skills back. So ideally you want to burn Shelke, you don't want to press her HP plus or brave plus ever. She is pure unadulterated skill spam. Burn all those skills, press LD, instant turn rate, charges her EX, brave gain, and she just goes straight back to normal, and then she can just keep pumping it out. So she is skill spam supreme, consecutive turns. She loves those auras. Cait Sith, for that reason, is probably great with her, which is probably why there's synergy together. Her calls, what do her calls do? Does it do anything? Oh, you get a self shield. That's pretty cool. Her base call gives you a shield based on HP damage done, and her LD call, it does exactly what her LD. No, it doesn't do exactly what her LD does, but it cleanses debuffs. It dispels enemy buffs. Really? No way. Her LD is not a dispel. No way. Is it? Wow, she's got a dispel on her LD. That's crazy. I didn't know she dispelled. Huh. Okay, well, she's got a AoE full dispel on her LD. It cleanses whoever uses her call, I guess, for LD too. Brave Gain, Recast Max. So that could be situationally useful for people who have very important EXs. And the power of said is showing itself now that EXs are good again with EX extensions in JP on Lude. I don't know how to say his fucking name, but she does that now. See, this is why this is good to review stuff, because this stuff I miss. Now I'm not gonna forget that, ideally. But yeah, that is what she does basically. You want to chain her skills back to back. Use skill 1, get the plus versions of both. Maintain the overhead, maintain all her buffs. It's a buff maintenance dance and a skill consecutive skill. She's a skill spammer, true and true. She loves auras, call effects. Does not letting get bosses get turns, and she's raw damage, and she's very good at that. I think I described Shelke well enough. You can find her in videos. Again, Shelke is still sticking around just fine. She's maintained plenty of relevance. Her armor. Let me talk about her armor right quick. If I can find it. Shout out to the Zydia Compendium again. What's the important part? Where's her armor at? She's got damage armor. It looks like she has an even split. So she's got the balanced split for both Brave and HP. All right, cool. I think that's all. As for my, so I think she's pretty good. I was initially sour on her because I had no attachment to her, but now I do think she's kind of fun to play as. It's just I never really felt like using her. I got to bounce. Have a good stream. Okay, shout out to you, Leaf Blade. Have a good one. So I think I ticket pulled her in hopes to get Vayne's burst potentially, and I didn't. But then I used her for the Lufenia. Yeah, definitely solid. Nothing really bad to say about her. Her damage is worth bringing. She's got a lot of abuse potential with like burst effects sitting up, and she eats up all the turns. So she is a weird, and especially because she warps after boss turns, which is very fun. So she's got that lightning and Eldnar's mechanic where she's going to be the one taking it most of the time. It's not like her animations are insanely long either. They're fun to look at. So yeah, nothing really bad to say about this character. The Lufenia was the last in the toxic trio. The banner. Oh, thank you, James Haley, for pointing that out. The banner was Fujin's LD. Fujin came back for some reason here. Lulu, EX on the banner, which means Lulu is likely getting her LD on Shelke's Lost Chapter, which is pretty dope. Thanks for shouting that out, Blind Eye. And Shelke on the banner, and Vayne's burst on the banner. The Lufenia. Give me a sec while I pull that up. Let me find that. Can you guys hear my mouse? I'm a huge Lulu fan. I'm a fan of Lulu's. All right. So this was another boss that got cheesed by Agrius. GGTube. This Lufenia isn't even half bad. Yeah, I agree. The orb was very interesting. It was to recover 2 or more abilities. We have a bunch of, and Compendium has that listed too. Man, Compendium is great. Ishtola, King, Pinello, Dark Cecil, Squall. Although some of these characters are only one use in C65, so it's obviously not as good. Aiko, Kuja, yeah, Kuja recovers it on his LD boards, but we don't get that yet. Galuf, only on C65. Quistis, I believe Quistis recovers. Does Quistis recover is it only skill 2 on her LD, or is it I actually don't remember. Or was it just her C65 that recovered both? You guys remember what skill Quistis recovered? Only skill 2 on Quistis LD, so our C65 was the only one that recovered. Okay, thanks guys, thanks. Okay, so Quistis not so much, but Yuri recovers both skills on EX. Selfie doesn't. Agrius recovers both skills on her LD uses. So LD, Agrius was an MVP for this fight, not only for the orb, but for the paralyzed cheese that I'm going to go in for a second. Vayne was definitely very good here. Vayne could probably be sufficient LD only here because he recovers both of his skills on EX. RCL is 665 only, Trey 665 only, and then Shelke obviously can just press her LD and all of her skills are back. But Ishtola was fantastic here. GT2 pointing out that Vayne, Ishtola, and Agrius Prompto were the best options. Prompto has skill recovery on his LD, doesn't he? Huh. Good point. Yep. Okay. Yep. Those four: Vayne, Ishtola, Agrius, Prompto, the best options. And then Shelke, obviously. Yuri, on paper, in practice, not really. So this boss mechanic is a little how do I say? I know at some point I'm stretching here. This one because this one let me go over the cheese first actually. So when you kill the ad, eventually the boss would bring it back, and it was impossible. I think it was 100% evasion while the ad was up. But you could get around this by paralyzing it with Agrius before the ad respawned, and then you could beat up on the boss while the ad was out. It wouldn't become evasive if the paralyze was still up on Agrius. So you could pretty much just wail on it. Prompto's low-key Lufenia plus Savage. I'm okay, leaning on GG2 here. The boss is 100% evasion when the ads was up. Thank you. Okay, I knew it was something like that. I really should like review this stuff. Okay, next time I'm gonna at least look through stuff instead of just trying to spitball it. It would work if I were doing this on cadence right after the event, but because it was so long ago, it's sketchy for me. So I definitely, and I'm gonna try and do. Actually, I'll say that for the end of the stream. But my future plan for how I'm gonna do these and how I'm gonna catch up, I have an idea now. Anyways, so you wanted to recover skills to get the orb back up, definitely, and that was pretty much all you had to do. I don't think this boss was necessarily, was it tanky? I don't remember, because I used Shelke and Agrius and Yuna here, I think, and Shelke plus Agrius means you could basically maintain the orb without really thinking about it, and then you, at that point you just DPS it down. But Ishtola and Vayne definitely the most consistent LD turn recoverers. Is that the right way to say that? If you got a turn when the ads were up, he'd do a heavy hitting Brave to HP that would easily one-shot you if you didn't have Party Last Stand. Okay, so pour him being MVP again. Yeah, you basically wanted this guy getting few turns, and you wanted to offset it. And when you, right, good pointing out. Shout out to you, GG2, man. This is less of a JP retro and more GG2 reminds me of how the fuck things worked. He took more brave damage when the ads were up. So you let the ads go down and then you just beat the boss up. Do we remember what made the ads go back up? Was it a threshold? Were there clears without Agrius? Oh, definitely. Like Ishtola, Vayne, there were definitely like pretty much if you brought Ishtola or Vayne, it was pretty much free. I don't want to go that far, but that's how you could pretty much deal with it. I'm trying to find in the boss stats what made the ads come back. Thresholds. Okay, it was threshold based, so you can plan around it again. So you know when he was supposed to come back. Otherwise, just beat up on him and then brace. Every 20%, yeah. Well, the numbers are relevant. Just we know that it's threshold based, not turn based, so we can plan around it. So you basically beat up on him until he went back into the evasion mode, and then beat up on the ad. And don't let him act when the ad's up. Kill the ad really fast. So Shelke was good for that because she did have the splash damage and the AoE brave hits and AoE HP attacks. So she could DPS everything down and prevent the boss from getting turns. And when it did get turns, she'd ward back in front of them and pretty much take care of things. So that's what they were selling her there. Fortunately, we had a bunch of great skill recoverers in being Agrius, Ishtola, and Vayne, who was also Vayne being featured. So this fight was probably the most manageable of the three, in my opinion, and you could pretty much just race it down. Not much else to say about this fight except it took more damage when the ads were down in the. I don't remember if I said it right, but the Agrius way to do it was just paralyze it when it was up, and when it would try to hide, it wouldn't actually be able to evade because it was stunned. That's how it worked. Not much else to say about the fights coming to mind. You just DPS it down, kill it. Is Vayne or Ishtola ever coming back in banners? Not today. Probably not for a while. I wouldn't expect it. Who did I run? Yeah, I think I already said, but I ran because I pulled Shelke, so I wanted to use her. I ran Agrius, Yuna, and Shelke. Yuna being an Orbot, while Shelke just sat there and took all the turns in the world and kind of blew this boss up. Oh, only Confuse works, Paralysis doesn't work. Because Agrius is a Confuse. Good point. Yeah, I don't know what else I really got to say about this fight. Doesn't stick out much in my memory as being horrible, but I did use the featured unit, so that is something to consider. I don't know what else I can say about it. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Chat, let's talk. What have y'all been saying? The helicopter. Yeah, I think this was definitely, out of the 3 fights this month, I think Cait's fight was the worst. Then it'd be Vayne's fight in the middle. That was, it was in the middle. It was potentially toxic, but it was manageable. Prompto recovering skills is hilarious. Penelo only recovers skills on C65, so hers is not reliable. Ching said I use Vayne, Agrius, and Shelke. Quist is only recovers skill 2. Yeah, so you gotta recover 2 skills at once. So there's, yeah. Vayne, Ishtola, Agrius, Prompto. Yep. Stimpy made a run with Vayne LD only. Bam, there you go. Prompto Loki Savage. I saw that. Still not gonna use Prompto. Who hurt you? Sid Reigns does work as it's only the the ads were launch immune, but the main boss wasn't. So while you were taking down the ads, you could paralyze it with Sid, and then you could just blow up the boss in the middle. Boom. That is a good point. Poor Penelo, she's overlooked? I don't think so. Penelo on EX Plus was a monster. A monster. She was super meta hype when she I don't know if you were around for you said you were around for that. Yeah, Penelo was super hype when Divine Pan and she got reworked because Penelo was in the dirt. And now Penelo's just alright. But she definitely had her time to shine. Penelo was very meta for a while. Did they take the gravity effect off Ultimecia? I don't know what that means. Mog runs for this fight. Stop laughing. Am I intrigued with Prompto? Possibly. I'm probably gonna skip him anyways. I mean, the reason I am interested in Prompto is because it's probably by virtue of me not paying as much attention and then me getting surprised by what characters do. Prompto does a lot of stuff, and he's probably not going to get much respect. And I'm not going to respect him either, because that cycle would be very expensive for me, because I want Ace and Zac and Quistis. But Prompto's good in his own right, but I don't think I'd ever use him. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see how rich I am by the time it rolls up in global. I don't know. I hate Prompto, but I can't deny he's been clutch for me in a few fights. Yeah, maybe he's one of those sleepers. That's probably what it's gonna be, where he's got all this good stuff, and then someone not as good is gonna get hyped. But you know, the hive mind does what it does. Do you guys have any other things on Shelke? Chat, and I guess I didn't announce going back, but I guess I did turn the button on. That cycle's expensive for me too. Well, you're almost a gem millionaire, so it also doesn't matter. He's the exact same with this incompetent guy I work with. Hey yo, I feel that. If he reminds you of someone stupid, and you know he's stupid by proxy. I feel that heavily, because it be like that sometimes. Gladio is a must. Why is Gladio a must? Because you like him, or I will surely not go for Prompto now because I found a sudden major. I see. Listen. Whoa. GG2. What, bro? Phrasing. Hey yo. Oh, I'm not about to read that. Listen. I have always loved RNA. RNA can stab me, please. But she was so broken. Hey yo, if even it's a joke. Phrasing. I assume you were talking about her horrible posture. Horrible posture. That's what you meant. Not the other way around. Jesus Christ. God. Bro. Not like that. I have always liked Aranea as a character. It's just she was so strong when she released in JP, I mean in global, that it didn't make the game fun for me to just steamroll with her. But now that she's relatively balanced, I'm getting a lot. Yo, y'all gotta chill. Moving on. I love Aranea. She's great. I'm about to use her again on Edward Lost chapter. Noel's chapter. I'm about to use her. Oh, Blind Eye sending me a gif of Aranea kicking Noctis. Yes, I love for Aranea to kick me. You didn't even want to pull. Oh yeah, I know. That's why I do my poll plans and then I ignore them anyways. Because I like to say it's realistic. Because I'd be changing my mind all the time. Yeah, Shelke puts in work. That's what I want to say. She's good. I mean, there are rarely any duds nowadays in global. When does Shelke come out? I think she's like, what, 5 months out in global? I don't know the exact timing. So let's do some math here. We got Eldnarsh, Lael, Cloud of Darkness, Tidus, Yuna, and Xdeath. Then Zidane and Ace, and then Vayne plus twins. Someone whose name I can't describe, just subscribed, or Alex Hopefire, shout out to you. RNA, man, y'all are down horrendous. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. 5 months until RVK said 5 to 6 months until Shelke. Y'all are. I'm gonna send y'all to the down bad Twitter. Sir, grab me that video game character. But sir, she's not real. I don't need to be in reality to enjoy myself. Sir, do y'all what's Mike Cakes on Instagram and TikTok? The down bad man. That man is hilarious. Oh my god. Sir. Y'all from the guy who said Arctic. That one twice. Hey yo, listen. Sir! Y'all jumped on me instantly. Jesus. It's like I said at the beginning of the stream. The energy you get around the people you surround, the energy you put out in the universe is what you get. And I mean, I totally had that coming. Can you spare me some coochie, man, please? Can I have a crumb? I'm thirsty. Oh my god, what is going on? Listen, RNA got them tig holes, bro. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna kill it. Chill on me. RNA got them tig holes, man. I know. Lana and Rain cycle is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting when I talk about that 5 months from now. I'm kidding. Let me open a window. It's getting hot in here, sir. Hey, unrelated. It's like, I guess we're kind of done talking about Shelke now. Unless, no, Blind Eye, stop it. No, wrong. I I went to the gym this morning, and there's just cicadas everywhere. And I was, because I bike there, and I got some groceries, and I came back, and apparently, like, a cicada flew on my backpack, and I walked in my apartment, and I shook my backpack off, right? And the cicada flew off, and I hate bugs. I hate bugs so much. I was like, I went Broly. I went, ah! like when I pop off when I get a burst, that was me, but like in the negative energy direction. I ran to my bathroom and I blasted that motherfucker with bleach, and he was sitting there like squirming, and then I stomped the shit out of him. Like, what's the song from the Boondocks? Stomp him in the nuts. I'm gonna stomp him in the nuts. That was me with that cicada. Like, I deleted his existence. I hope you felt the wrath of my ancestors in that, because, man, oh, I hate bugs. I hate bugs, bro. Like, I'm happy it's warm outside, but with bugs, my skin is cold. I went beyond violence. I chose nuclear violence. Blind that was killed by a stray cicada. Stop. Okay, you know the song. Where is Ed Monk the Third for this? Oh yeah. Oh man, y'all are great. Oh my god. Okay, I think we're done talking about the game now. So let me transition this over. You can just dick around for a little, and then I'll go back to living my life. Let's see, where's that at? Boom. I chose anarchy. Cicadas are people too. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. No. Oh no. Y'all better not be bringing up motherfucking bugs in my chat, because y'all are all getting the ban. That ain't it. Eat dirt and gangsta. Gangsta. That thug in love. Homies over hoes. Homies over hoes. Do the whole man. Do the whole man. Y'all gotta watch, like, if you're in chat and you ain't watched the Boondocks, please do. Please watch the Boondocks. Speaking of chat, we got 70 people in here and 55 likes. So if y'all could go ahead and show some love on that like button. You thought I was talking about CW from... Oh yeah, because there's cicada on the Flash, right? I remember I was talking to somebody earlier on Discord, because I was telling the same story, and they're like, there's a dude named Cicada on the Flash, and I was like, I hope he died. Does World of Final Fantasy get an antagonist? Well, there is an antagonist in the game. I think his name is Brandalus or something. A younger me would have said, there's no way they'd ever add him to Dissidia. We got Jegrin, literal who, from Crystal Chronicles as a burst antagonist premiere. So anything's possible at this point. World of Final Fantasy does have an antagonist. And it's just some big generic looking motherfucker. So yeah. Okay, we're almost to 2. I told myself this would only go for an hour a day, but I talked for so long. And this is why I had such a hard time talking about this and recording it, because I had so much to say. And I didn't want to edit up a 2-hour video solo potentially. It's much more fun with chat. I want to see Mars from Tactics. We're just going to talk about random stuff now, chat. So whatever, probably like 10 more minutes of just screwing around. Anything y'all want to throw at me. Does Tifa still have the glowing juju beans instead of her arms? What are you talking about? The Crystal Berries is great. They have Kais, my favorite character. Never heard of him until the X Plus. There's no way this can be just an hour. Listen, it can. It can. I just need to optimize. I need to get better. I can do it. It'll be me talking faster and having more organized thoughts. But also, it's kind of funny. And you all are idiots, except Blind Eye. Blind Eye's cool. Jegrin is awesome. Don't get it wrong. He's a great, powerful character. It's just he's ugly. Galuf 2 Nish was hilarious to read through. Let's see. I hate when I, as a JP player, get told something that is contrary to my experience by people who don't play JP. That's such a jarring thing. people insisting they're experts or speaking as experts when they have no idea what they're talking about. I just don't understand. Like, how hard is it to just not offer your opinion if you don't know what's going on? No, that, because see, the difference is if you're doing that, you believe you know what's going on. So it's the lack of awareness. It's the not knowing that you don't know something that really gets me. I got a good question for. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. I'm not sure. Wait, orange. Wait, what? James Haley, what are you talking about? What? Is this the next level of down bad? What's going on? Okay, blind. How much characters do you think will come out before Riku? I don't know anymore. I give up. I think I said this a couple times. I was saving. I always made sure to have 75k and JP on deck for Delita when I first started, and this was back when Noel released as a character. I'm like, all right, 75k on deck for Delita at all times, right? It's been like 2 years. I just gave up. Whoever we get. Imagine us calling us idiots, but little does he know the energy he releases bringing us in. Yeah, whatever. Bart needs... Stop. We don't need people to get shut out. We just need more interesting bosses, which I'm all for. Like, Ifrit was an interesting boss. Shiva was an interesting boss. The beans and Tifa's arms and legs. Bro, are you on meth? What are you talking about? Catherine Part 2 when? Oh man, my girlfriend's coming back in town, so that's gonna eat up half my weekends. When's Nyx? Never. Dog, if Nyx gets in the game, nah, I'm not gonna declare anything because he's gonna get in eventually, and I'm gonna do something I don't want to do. So if he gets in the game, congrats. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't watch JP or I don't play JP or watch JP gameplay. Therefore, I'm an expert. So sit down and I'll tell you all the things I missed by playing content I never bothered even to watch. Funny you say that, Wolf St. Fox. Where was I gonna go with that? I think I've been planning to make a dedicated video on this, but it's what really gets me is that the self-proclaimed experts, usually the only things they've asked like 2 people and seen like 3 videos, and at least like a couple 100,000 people do the end game content in this game, and you look at a sample that you can count on your fucking hand, and from there you inductively reason that the small thing you've observed encompasses reality. It's such bad thinking, and all I need to do is make a chart with a dot and a really big circle. Like the dot is where you've looked, and the circle is the actual world. And in nowhere is it ever smart to generalize based on such a horrible sample size. Yet these self-proclaimed experts always know what's going on when they haven't even looked anywhere. It's mind-boggling. Dog, I got told that Yuna falls off quickly after I just uploaded a Yuna burst run on a Reason Lufenia. What? Who? Where did you look? I mean, come on. I looked over at the Alexander cheese and I still can't do it. I've been playing the game for a long time. Bruh, if you can do it legit, try it out legit. Run it with Golbez. Just try it without doing the cheese loop. Or if you can, check out Mac Knowles, the Dissidia info guide. He explains it pretty well. Insert nerd snorking. Okay, let me let me do the nerd voice.
According to my very accurate sample size, I am expert about things I don't know.
I started playing JP and now I want to click global. Don't stay with global because JP is gonna hit you with a curveball and it's not gonna feel good. One video said they're gonna skip Prompto, dude, never seeing him in content and labeling him bad. The question to the question you ask people who say I've never seen them is, how far did you look? Because the answer is always they looked at like 3 YouTube videos. And even in the best case, where they looked at 100 YouTube videos, again, at least, and this is way more than 100,000 people play this game. But even if you, let's say 100,000 people play the game, and you watched 100 videos, you searched 100 videos looking for Prompto, right? That is 1 out of 1,000. That's 0.1. Wait, is that 0.1? Yeah, that's 0.1% of videos you looked at, and you decided because 0.1 of the things you looked at compared to the entire population, that it is not valid. It is so painfully bad statistics, and it hurts. And if we just if we just explain it like that, and then this idea of I haven't seen them can just die, because it really is one of the worst points ever. Because you know what not seeing someone means? It means you didn't see them. It doesn't mean they didn't happen. It means you didn't see them. Just because you haven't seen any black people before does not mean they don't exist. See how stupid that is? See how stupid that is? The people I tend to listen to, which I missed out on RNA Gladio, basically any character worth pulling. Yike. Oh, the Lore of Dead Fan. Oh, Dead Fantasy? Oh, bro. Okay. I'm on board now. I got you. Yeah, the Gladio, I ate shit on the Gladio cheese too, actually. I watched many JP videos to prepare myself. Still comes some hard fights out of nowhere. Yeah, it just doesn't prepare everything. You just can't. No one falls off you get good facts. What I always say is when someone's like, how long does someone last? How long are you willing to make them work? Because most characters, people be getting like, what's the Toy Story meme where he's dropping Buzz Lightyear or was it Woody because he ain't trying to play with him anymore? Like that's like every unit after like 2 months max. Like if you really want to run a unit beyond like 2 months, that's because you want to. It's really, there's just some of the worst logic ever. But then they'll say they're better options than Prompto, not realizing they don't even know what Prompto does or why they think he's bad due to quantitative usage, which is horrible. Yes. I checked my JP screenshots and I haven't seen this character anywhere, and I don't play JP, but that's not relevant. Once again, absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Man, it's just such a simple concept. Just because you ain't seen it doesn't mean like you don't prove a negative that way. Just not seeing the character doesn't mean they weren't there. It means you just didn't see them. That's how it works. Barely anyone played Gabronth after Transcendence 1. I use Gabronth's call. Gabronth and his HP damage up call. That's all I need. Have you seen the Family Guy Meg, but lightning instead of Meg? No, I haven't seen it. No one's using Lewd on global, or he's really bad, like the worst. Remy is not lying. Nope. It's just simple logic, and I hope one of the things I try and accomplish with this channel is to eliminate bad thinking. If I can eliminate bad thinking and spread the gospel of better logic, because that permeates. If you can just illuminate good examples of how to think, that goes a lot longer than just one video, because the ideas are very strong. So if you get another comment saying I haven't seen them, and someone who watches me chimes in and says that doesn't mean, like, what was your sample? If you just, because what I found for like kind of tearing people's logic apart is you just ask them to explain themselves, and then they start tripping over themselves, and they're like, oh wait, that's not a good idea. So instead of not even like, you could ask them, how much did you look? Who did you watch? Give the exact examples. And as they say it out loud, it kind of becomes more and more ridiculous. I haven't seen Australia. It cannot exist. Confirmed. Facts. Australia is the dark continent from Hunter x Hunter, by the way. They got 10-foot tall kangaroos, and their spiders have human brains. Yeah, send me the meme. I ran Guy and Barth race in Lufenia. That's illegal. You can't do that. It just hurts, bro. It just hurts. That is getting a dedicated video, because it's getting worse and worse. I don't see them, therefore they're bad, and I shouldn't use them. When, like, it goes back. I have such a hard time grasping this because I know some of y'all. I have a hard time gauging how many of y'all started playing when, because I've been playing for almost 3 years now. Have I been? Jesus Christ, I have been playing for 3 years now, haven't I? Anyways, I lost where I was going with that. I doubt those people know what a sample size is. Yeah, but if you explain it in terms of if you haven't seen a black person before, they don't exist, then that's pretty lucid. If you can only have one, it would be Galif or Gladio. Galif. Some people say TS is dead on arrival because of Dane. They're smoking crack rocks. I checked my YouTube recommendation and didn't see any Dissidia videos. I think every character is falling off. I started like a year, but came 6 months ago and came back 2 months ago. All right. You guys are idiots. Example: sailing around the world. Everyone thought the Earth was flat. Yes. That's what I was gonna say. Like Strago and Belial, and Realm. Shout out to Belial. I hope he gets a new GPU, by the way, because he hasn't been uploading. It's like remember when the thing going around was that Realm was the prize of the banner because Realm popped up in like what Gau's Lufenia and Kurasami's Lufenia for the Ice Orb, and no one quote unquote saw Strago when the JP player Segan, who does the grandpa runs, had been running Strago in so much content. But not only it was literally they hadn't seen it, but they also clearly hadn't even. That's what really gets me. People want to be searching in Japanese, bro, because Japanese YouTube is a thing, Japanese forums are a thing, Japanese communities are a thing that we as English speakers don't have much visibility into. So if you've only looked on the English speaking side of YouTube, and that's it, and that's got to be like 100, like 20 people at most, and usually you're only watching the real, like the bigger YouTubers. And Stimpy's doing God's work in that realm, but he's only one person. He can't run everybody and everybody through anything. If that's the depth of how much you've looked compared to what's possible, like, and I called it in my Realm is not the prize of the banner video. I said none of y'all motherfuckers are gonna use Realm past month 1. And none of these people, I wrote down who was saying this shit, and I was looking for their Realm runs. Ain't shit. Belial was the only one who kept doing it. If that's not an example, I don't know what is. And sometimes in JP, I try and go out of my way to show what happens, but I can run Yuna since her burst debut consistently every month and still get told that Yuna falls off quickly. You can only do so much. And it's even wilder when it's you're being told what you just did. Like that's gonna be run free in my head for a while. What you just did didn't happen because I didn't see it. Therefore, it is true, and I can speak authoritatively on it. Imagine saying that Vayne and Cloud of Darkness follow-ups are better than Noctis follow-ups because they have a longer duration. Noctis burst effect is made, not using the skills equals no damage. That's just smooth brain. Let me complain about turn count and then also complain that Noctis doesn't do enough damage. Right? Turn count's getting lower in JP. I think because people just see big numbers and they don't see anything else. And then when they don't see the turn count going up and they don't think about damage per turn or turn manipulation, like it's just the reductionism and the simple-mindedness that really gets me. I hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it here, man. Where was I going with that? I was true. I bench Realm after Kurasami Lufenia. Yeah. Do they have subtitles? I wish. People need to understand that all units can be used in various ways, and they don't like using their brain. Me included, by the way. I hate using my brain. I love using synergy. I'm not exempt. I'm not gonna say I'm some god level player because y'all be seeing me die with synergy. I almost my fucking Bart's run. I almost died again because I wasn't paying attention to the orb. I try to again encourage good thinking. Good thinking goes a lot longer than anything else. You did say that about Realm. I was there. Yes, and I think that video aged very well. Noctis 0 turning the Lufenia plus. Yep, he does. Cloud of Darkness's burst effect is better for damage, but Noctis's burst effect is Noctis's kit as a Noctis's burst effect is not his entire kit. Noctis's burst effect is an addition to what he already does, which is turn manipulation, launches, and all his other shenanigans. BC makes a left turn, stranger who didn't see him. I saw you turn right. I hate it here. I hope guys level 90 makes him nutty. It probably will. They held off on some of the characters to give them, like, it looks like somewhat throughout the 80 LD era, a lot of the people who got held back are going to get really stupid EX extensions. So stay tuned. You know, in an ideal world, everyone would get updated with the regular cadence, but that would also set up people's expectations so we know what to expect. So unfortunately, some people will have to ride the bench a little longer, but it ends up working in the end. I use Realm with a bunch of run things, cover auras, worth the price and hype, but Realm runs are hard. Yep. How dare you talk about Saws like that? He's the second coming of James Brown. Y'all are being hideous. All right, 10 more minutes on the stream, and I'm gonna go play Genshin again. Fang's is probably gonna get something crazy because her EX sucks too, and her additional ability is already kind of broken because it already provides HP damage up. Fang is probably gonna get something really ridiculous, especially because they're going the Eidolon route for the 13 LDs. So she's probably gonna bring in her Bahamut and blow something up. Prompt Wenzel, GG2, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know what prompt those upgrades were, bruh. I didn't even look. I didn't even look because I didn't care. Fang will be amazing. Stamp. Merch. What Fang was good, never. Will Tidus's burst effect fall off too quickly? Because I am definitely pulling on him since he's a favorite. Nope, won't fall off too quick. His burst effect is marginally helpful for the party, but it's mostly about Tidus and amping up his damage like mad. And as long as with Tidus you want another burst effect active and a bunch of abilities and debuffs active, and you just want to let Tidus go nuts. So it's pretty much impossible for Tidus's burst effect to run out too quickly because it mostly benefits him. That makes sense? Furion, I hope they give him the sauce. Who's the mystery person this month in Global? Galuf. He's already synergy on Bartz's thing. Galuf is getting his LD eventually. Ink thinks that he's getting his banner tonight. That might happen. I want Fang to have the high one moves she had in the game. Yeah, Fang will get justice one day, just not yet. Tidus is gonna be hella burst reliant on paper. Yeah, that's probably true. Saw a hot take a few days ago that Lude was too squishy. They didn't even get a single artifact passive. Okay. Galuf should be tonight. Galuf might be tonight, US time. So that would be in what, 2 hours? He might be. Prompto got more auras for the party, a bit more for himself, stackable buff, and whoever now. GG2, are you talking about Prompto's level 90 or is level 80? I'm not buying into the global first thing for whatever's coming up next in GL. I think it's just Galuf. I'm pretty sure it's Galuf. Because he is boosted on Bartz's thing. So maybe they're going to sneak someone else in there, maybe they won't. Yeah, peace out, Eric Jones. I'm wrapping up now anyways. 8 more minutes. Y'all got me for this long. 80 concurrent viewers, 60 likes. That's a pretty good ratio, but we should have about let me get on my Kevin Samuels right now. This stream should have about 10,000 likes. And I shouldn't even be talking if y'all ain't paying me. I'm kidding. I refuse to bring a senior citizen in battle. What if he throws his back out or dislocates his knees? Bro, Galuf is immortal. Ain't no broken knees. Only knees he's breaking. Galuf is balling. He's breaking ankles. His arts aren't dropping from the co-op. Yeah, they might have a secondary co-op, but he is synergy. Although, maybe they just carried his synergy over on accident. I wouldn't put it past them. We don't really know. I'm sure they like us speculating, but I'm just gonna expect. Galuf is obviously coming. If Galuf is 10, I'm choosing finals no matter what. Can you please set a reminder for next time? Well, a reminder would require me to plan in advance. I kind of just finished eating, and I was like, you know, I did say I was gonna do this. Might as well. So I hear you, Silocons, and that is a great shout. I'm going to try and set up a. Oh. That's reminding me. I kind of wanted to talk about what I do want to do with this. Tetsuchi asked, what burst cycle do I think is the worst one overall? Probably Vayne's. Probably this one. Just in terms of annoying fights. But I do also think this sequence is overhyped as well. Thanks for liking the video. Thinking this summer festival is cold, but Gallifrey's there. Yeah, something like that. So what was I gonna say? What I'm thinking now is that what I want to do, because I'm liking these half-month retros, but I also want to. It's important to leave about a month of time because I want to give said units a bit of time out of synergy as well. So I need to, obviously, because I can't go at a similar rate and not be caught up. So I need to speed up. And that requires a little bit of planning on my end, but I can do it because I am liking this new format. I need to find a way to not spend as much time because it was, again, too much talking. Although it is fun to talk with you guys. I'd like to whittle these down a bit more. Although now that I separated the details from bouncing back and forth between chat, it should be a bit better for people who are watching it after the fact. Zell's stuff got upgraded. I know what Zell got, just not Prompto. Y'all are roasting Caliph, man. Leave him alone. Get someone to help you on stream. No, I refuse. Never. Has to be me. I just have to work out how I'm gonna do it. That's all. XF will probably get reworked again with self breaking up, or maybe breaking up on his burst effect. I don't know. You could edit us out. That would require me downloading the stream and then editing it, then re-uploading it. I'd rather just leave timestamps and let people skip around. Because again, I'm trying to lower the amount of effort I have to do. Because this stream was just me sit down, hit live, and talk. That is a lot easier than writing notes. But a quick scan, and part of the issue with me not remembering everything is because I'm doing it so late. So ideally, when I am caught up, and I think I'm gonna jump ahead and try and I think I'm gonna get my schedule on for how I want to do it with a month-long gap between them, and probably do it every like Saturday in the middle of the day, midday Saturday Eastern time. I think that's what I'm tentatively thinking. So that'd be 2 streams for me every week, and it'd go much faster because I actually know what's going on and I can remember it. Yeah, YouTube took away that feature. We used to be able to export streams or clips that we edited, but they actually took that feature away. So now I'd have to edit it locally again and re-upload it. So yeah, I hear that, and that'd be 2 separate videos, which would also be great for me. But I'm just not trying to do that. You feel me? The stream is what it is. But yeah, I'm thinking Saturday streams will become normal, and I want to get them done quickly. Probably like 12 Eastern, maybe. Go to the gym, eat, stream, talk about the content from a month ago for an hour, and then dip. So next Saturday, expect another stream. So Saturday streams are probably going to be a thing. That's just the best time for me. That'd be consistent. So Saturday, an hour, maybe 2 hours of streaming, and that is content that I should have been doing in the first place. Gallup is still amazing. Yeah, he is. He is. So yeah, skip tank A, skip tank B, skip tank C, skip every tank. Yeah, skip everyone, but also pull all of them. There's no consistency. Yeah. So Saturday is what I'm thinking. I'm gonna have to catch up eventually. So what if I do the Saturday thing every time? I'll have to get a feel for that, but I'll need to weave these retroactive retros, these late retros in there somehow. But I'll have to think more about that. Gallup does come back with Oran, but he comes back on a paid banner. So unless y'all are trying to pay for that LD, that chance to get an LD on the ticket, then yeah. Was it a paid banner? I don't know. Let me double check right quick. I'm pretty sure it was a paid banner. Otherwise, I just straight up lied in my video. Let me double check, because I might have just lied. Is there a banner page on the City of Compendium? Can I search by Galuf? Oh, I can. This site's dope, dude. Oh, it's just a global banner. Oh, Compendium says Galuf's banner starts in 5 days and 2 hours. I wonder, because I know Helicopters is out, but maybe they do have the banner date. I don't know. Huh, okay. 5 days would be 5 days, 2 hours would be the 18th in UTC, right? So I think that checks out with day 2 of the summer thing. Does that sound right, y'all? Maybe you can consider the bi-weekly idea once you approach the BT cycle like 2. So it might actually be 5 days till Galuf, and the answer might have been sitting here in front of our faces all along. When did he come back in JP? Hold on. Huh, it might be 5 days. So I might have jumped the gun hard with my video. Oh well, deal with it. I don't know how to search. I'm trying, y'all. Bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves while I look at my other monitor. If you, by the way, if you have a desktop PC and you don't have multiple monitors, you are not living yet. Can I not read? What's wrong with my eyes? Why isn't Gallup showing up? Is this a bug in the site? Did he just disappear off the list? Oh no, I'm bugging. He's right there. Summer festivals, but wouldn't Edward's Lost Chapter be out by then? Yeah, I don't know. Send you Gallows rerun on Discord. So I don't know what they're doing to be honest. Oh, okay, thank you. Blind Eye is correct. It was a paid banner. It was Porum, Galluf, and Titus. It was a paid banner. Thank you, Blind Eye. You're the GOAT. Y'all, I don't know. So maybe him carrying Synergy over was a bug or like a copy paste. Maybe they screwed it up somehow. I use my TV as a monitor. Why not both? I use my TV as a monitor, and then I have a 27 inch as my main monitor that's 1440 hertz or 144 hertz, 1440p, and then I have two 1080p monitors on the side. So I got 4 monitors. 25 piece Nuggets combo for. Can I not read the average? The Cydia player asks themselves this 3 times per count. Yeah, shout out to Blind Eye. All right, we're all over the place, guys. I think I can end it here. If you're watching the VOD after the fact, leave me some feedback in the comments if you made it this far. Be sure to like the video and all that stuff. Subscribe if you ain't. I'm still working on the format. We are all about the forward progression improvement. I do consider this. The win for this stream was being more on topic, and we saved the off-topicness for the in-betweens and near the end of the stream. So this was probably a lot more helpful for people watching it after the fact. This is probably also better watched on 2x speed. I'll need to timestamp this unless Indolent Lar does it again, because he's also the GOAT. I should do Gallup maybe Gallup is really just in 5 days. I'm glad I looked. I'd ask Copters, but he's out on vacation or something. But he probably is coming in that banner. Unless the timers are off, unless it's algorithm based. So I don't know. But I'd assume the timer was there. I don't know. Halloween Swordskin banner. 5 days, 1 hour does check out with the festival. So yeah, I'd believe it. Thanks, guys. And my first stream and enjoyed it. I'll try to be back. Yeah, I'm figuring it out. Nothing great. What was it? Rome wasn't built in a day. Nothing great started out. Like if you guys really want to cringe, go watch my old videos. Like I did not know what I was doing. My entire channel has been an experiment with finding out what works best for you all and what works best for me. And that's how the JP Retro format started eventually. And things just got too hectic. And especially with life getting back to normal now, because COVID was really how I was able to get the time to figure this out. But now that like stuff's open, you know, I'm trying to not do this all the time, you feel. That being said, can't thank you all enough for the support. This is very fun. Thank you, Danny Drolock, again for the 149. I appreciate that. All the videos I've seen of yours have been great. I try to be down to earth, nothing corporate, just being me. I'm trying to avoid being corporate and talking too many details. Doesn't every content creator start with cringe content? Yes. Yes. I also want to make a video encouraging other people to get into content creation, just as like talking. The more voices we have around here, the better. More people should be talking, more people should be getting louder. It shouldn't be mostly a bunch of top people who are popular. We need more voices, we need louder voices, we need different kinds of voices, because more opinions means better discourse, more dispelling hot takes. And Mino's been saying it a lot, but he's like, oh, we need a reset. We need more people coming in. And I agree with that. More people step up. The community can only continue to grow. And to do that, we need to empower each other. Call each other out on our mistakes. Be respectful, improve, purge the cancer, all that good stuff. I'm way on a tangent here, and I'm 5 minutes over where I said I was going to stop. So I think I'm going to close it now, unless there's any last thoughts. Again, to those watching the recording, I'm gonna try and plan these out better, but it's a work in progress. Told Mino to make his own channel. Yeah, if tell Mino to make his own channel in the comments. He's starting to, we're trying to push him in that direction. He's gonna budge eventually. I wouldn't even know where to begin. Just do something. One of my editing videos does not, you know, you get around not editing videos taking hours. Don't edit. Do live streams. Or just do one take. I don't spend hours editing videos. I have templates for my stuff. I record my polls, I drop them over a template, hit render, go do something, upload, add some tags. It's like a 10-15 minute process at most after the fact. Yeah, definitely more. We need more people talking, more voices. Then we get more discourse, learned a lot from other people. I've been streaming for 2.5 hours. Jesus Christ. Usually people want less voices and more viewers. See, that's the thing though. I'm not in it for the money, because I'm well off enough to not, this is a hobby. I'm doing it for fun. And some people say like, oh, I don't care about the views and subscribers. But I'm a bit different in that I want to make a lot of money, but I'm also not hurting if I don't. Does that make any sense? Like, that's why I'm trying not putting the stupid red circles and arrows and thumbnails. I'm trying to min-max my money, basically. I'm trying to make money, but it's not the end of the world if I don't. Does that make sense? And I'm pretty transparent about that, because I ran burst orb thumbnails for like a year. Maybe it's just because I just be straight up though. That's how it be. I make my mistakes visible. I try to be just a real person, because ain't no fun trying to be pretend I'm being someone you ain't. All it takes is starting and just consistent effort. Get better over time, because it's not a race. It's a marathon. Get better over time. Don't burn out on us. That's why I'm doing streams, so I don't burn out. So I don't spend a bunch of time writing Google Docs for things that never turn into videos, and I just talk. That's how the ranting hour started, because I wanted random bullshit to talk about, but I didn't want to put down a well edited together video. I just wanted to talk, but I also wanted to stream when I was ready. So I took my time, and things happen when they happen. Hello, VL. You always come in near the end. See, if you're still here watching this, go. If you see VL in the chat, go subscribe to him, please. This man's a monster. I like the ranting hour videos. Me too. Those are fun, because I think I said this multiple times, but it got harder for me, because I wanted to be precise with my words when I did a video. But if I stream, I can completely throw that pretense out, because I can just say I was talking on stream. It wasn't rehearsed, you know. I wasn't thinking too hard about my words. First time here, you guys gotta stop saying first time here and hello as I'm trying to wrap up. When will we get more of those? I do the ranting hour every Wednesday. I still don't know what I'm doing with that, but I will. I have committed. That's part of the thing behind it. I said I'm gonna stream every Wednesday, and whatever happens, happens. VL is probably subscribed to me. I wouldn't be offended if he wasn't. Nah, he is. I know he is. Yeah, watch the recording. Just gotta try, y'all. VL is an amazing editor, by the way. Last as of now time here, I see. Hey man, I try to be funny too. I enjoy being funny. That's how the tier list started. Like I remember the tier list video. I'm going into a diatribe about content creation now. I think it looks like if Compendium's right, Galuf is after Pound. Maybe because I realized he's synergy there, but he don't make no sense in that fight. It's either he's tonight or he's 5 days from now. Like I started doing those sarcastic tier list videos, then I couldn't think of any more material, and I kept bashing my head on the wall trying to think of more jokes, but I just couldn't, so I just gave up. And I gave up, and I felt better. I'm like, I didn't have to do this in the first place, you know? It's a hobby. Am I gonna attempt to revive the tier list? That's hard. I want to, but maybe, because the last one I was thinking about doing was for Paladin Cecil. Maybe when Lufenia Plus rolls around, I'll have some more jokes. You see, you said VL's FF9 edit videos got tier. You could have just said VL videos got tier, and you would have also been true. Tonight or 5 days from now, just like the cable guy. Okay, it's 8:10. I am stopping the stream now. Thank you guys again. This has been great. This actually went longer than last time when I started rapping. You have 0 ice units. You don't have Onion Knight, Kurosame, or Celes. Yikes. Well, I'm sorry. Time to pull Pound. Nero should start off his channel with the tier list. Yeah, go bother him. I said don't bother anybody and don't harass other creators, but you guys can be mean to Mino. Tell him to make his own channel, and don't keep letting him know about it. all right. Hitting the end stream. Thank you all. I'm gonna go play Genshin.